Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Mexican Grand Prix here in the here in the sky, isn't it? In Mexico City, of course, it's the highest track in terms of altitude, which I know that you're all aware of. But I love saying stuff like that because it makes me feel very clever indeed. Then, we are here then for round 17 of the World Championships. I'll make sure that I'm not on mute then after the fiasco that was last night. However, luckily that may have saved my bacon slightly because I do love a bit of bacon. But of course, as I wrongly said that AlphaTauri, the constructors champions, they're 6 points away from being the constructors champions. And so AlphaTauri are not the constructors just yet. Then, and hopefully that interview with Liam, with Liam, yeah, goodness me, with Dylan doesn't become infamous there, and AlphaTauri does not win the constructors championship because I would look like a blimey fool, wouldn't I? But hopefully that isn't the case. So we've got 19 drivers then ready to go in the lobby as well on this 2.6 mile circuit. 17 turns around Mexico City. Returned back to the Formula One calendar back in 2015. After a quite a long period of time away from F1, because it was 92 was the last time we had a Mexican Grand Prix, didn't we? Yeah, indeed, goodness gracious me. Also, thank you very much. That all of a sudden we are 8 away from our magical 400 subscriber mark. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're really making my Christmas fantastic stuff indeed. There, and it's also the last day of November today, which is quite shocking as well. Tomorrow is December as well, so expect the highlights to probably be out at 12 o'clock midnight tonight because I seem to schedule them on midnight every time the month changes. Yes, so thank you very much then for everyone who's subscribed lately. We're up to 392, which has really blown my mind, and fantastic stuff indeed. Let's go through the drivers and the constructor standings then before we get into the before we get into the session itself. Theo, 64 points away at the moment then. 64 points in front of Ayrton at the moment. And Ayrton, of course, dominated last time. He's dominated the last two races, Ayrton has there. Really on some fine form Ayrton is however, but of course, Theo could still win the championship today. He is 14 points away, so all he needs is a third, really, guaranteed to a third today. Will I think guarantee him the drivers' championship? I per se anyway, but of course we'll keep an eye on that as we go through the stream tonight. After the second in the championship, he's now got some breathing space between himself and Joseph, who is 16 points behind him in third position there. Albeit, yes, we have announced that that PB and ALR are merging. However, the relegation and promotion, so the relegation and the promotion is still very much on there. Yes, there is still a lot on the line still. So of course the drivers shouldn't be giving up. I would hazard a guess that vintage start of the season. I've always said it. I'm going to keep saying it for the rest of the season as well. Fourth position, fantastic. And in front of it is a very established teammate of Irvine in fifth position. He's dropped down one position. Irvine has Echo in at sixth. Seventh position is Swan Shanks there. Eighth position is Shatters. Great performance there from the AlphaTauris lately. Good 17. Silent shifting down to ninth. And Bullet completes the top 10 spot in the relegation zone is Gunnar, Diego, and RD. We then 19 points behind Roscoe in the Ferrari. He's having a bit of a nightmare season, unfortunately. Roscoe is there. Hopefully, he can turn around with a couple more races to go. Ferrari, the Constructors' Championship. There is no hope of the Ferrari win the Constructors today, but he could inch close then with Red Bull second and 23 points. Well, Red Bull and Aston Martin are both second and both 23 points away from the Ferrari team. McLaren in fourth position now, 19 points away from the Aston Martin and Red Bull teams. AlphaTauri is at fifth position. Haas are 5 points away from the AlphaTauri. Mercedes are in seventh position. Williams are in eighth. Ninth position, the Alpine. And Alfa Romeo 3 points away from the magical 100 mark as well. Then, as we count down to the start of the session, then just take a look at. I've not been doing many milestones this week. It's been absolutely appalling stuff. I really should I should make more of a song and dance about it. Vintage is making his 25th Grand Prix start tonight. So good something there for Vintage. And RD Wee, which I don't think he's starting tonight actually, but he would have made his 40th Grand Prix start. However, that is not going to be the case, unfortunately. So we'll leave that to one side. Comments and Goku, evening all, good luck, Broms, Theo, yo, Ariel, hi, good evening, Ariel. Diego, Sir Frank, absolute legend there with a lovely red heart there. Yes, of course, there's Frank Williams lost it. He is no longer with us then since Sunday, which doesn't feel right to me at all. And I hope that I'm looking forward to. Well, looking forward is probably not the right word, but I'm really interested to see what the teams do for for Frank on the weekend in Saudi Arabia, of course, when the new circuits that Formula One is going. Well, the last of the new circuits that Formula One is going to this season for round 21, I think it is, isn't it? Good gosh, there. We have also got Roman saying, "Come on, Theo, it's Roman." And yes, Roman. Dylan saying, "Evening" as well. Hello, hello, hello. And Diashi has joined the party as well. A bit late, but better late than never. I say that. Also, we have got Newcastle hosting Norwich as well. Lovely. But that's on Sky Sports. This is not Sky Sports. This is ALR. This is ALR as Alibi is after such now. So hopefully it'll come back in a jiffy. So we're into qualifying one then for bronze head. So we could potentially it's a bit of deja vu like last week. Really was that there is hopefully from Theo's point of view, and all the Theo fans like Roman out there be looking forward to seeing what Theo could do if he can clinch the championship. He is so close, isn't he? There, Styles making his debut tonight in bronze, and of course he will not be participating in qualifying. So we'll see how he does in the race later on then, as the drivers are coming out onto the circuit as well. It looks like a sunny day in qualifying. Now we've had two qualifyings that have been affected by rain in the opening two races in ALR this week, so hopefully it's not third time's a charm. Hopefully, we've also got a couple of drivers then that are also super stubborn tonight. And here is Adam. Then this is making his second start in ALR bronze. And this week he drove for the Williams, I think last week, or the Alpine cars, won the blue one. So that's all I know. Is my square is coloured blue. We have also got Farf in the Alpine tonight as well, so good to see Farf back in bronze as well. Farf, who's doing a couple of races in bronze before, hasn't he? But goodness me, who has said that riff-raffing? Oh, good gosh, there. We have also got Ariel making his second appearance in LR in a row, and he made his debut for silver last night, and he is now in the Alpha Tauri. Good stuff indeed there for Ariel. Hopefully he has a better race than the last time out there, and just on board. I think Paris, who is a usual COBALT, also driving tonight as well. So we've got a bit of COBALT in here tonight, and I'm absolutely loving it. Great stuff indeed then. On board now with Adam Dennis. We've got yellow flags. It's just one of the Mercedes there. Get out of the way, Theo. Dry. Good stuff. So we've got an all-dry session tonight then. So here we go then. So here comes Adam out of the final turn then. And here we go then. So 17 turns around this Mexico City race course then. And DRS is wide open then. And we are now powering down then into turn number one. And it's the longest run from the start-finish line down into turn one there. It is quite a run as well. And potentially pole position may not be the Adam unfortunately going to be greedy on the old entry into turn three there. And because of that, he has invalidated his time, unfortunately. So that is so he's not going to be able to continue on his like that. So we're going to stay with Silent Shift Ned, who's on 57 points then, and 6 Grand Prix start tonight for Silent Shift in this season in the McLaren. So in terms of qualifying and stuff, I'm not sure pole position is probably not going to be the most important position to start on tonight. So I think I'd rather start third or second. And Max Verstappen started third in the actual race here, didn't he, a few weeks ago? So I would probably like to be third there. However, last night then, of course, we had unfortunately Keza 3-1 didn't go for Keza. Silent Shifting very close. I thought he was going to be spinning there. Good car control there from Shifting, but Keza unfortunately 3-1 didn't go there. And goodness gracious me, then it wasn't very good at all then. So we got full grid then. Great stuff indeed. That's a serious question then. Favre going for another DNF. Goodness gracious me, then the banter's already starting between the Haas drivers. Unfortunately, Haas they were really good last night. Haas weren't they? I think both drivers are absolutely supreme. Serious Mersham got a very deserved second position there. He probably should have got higher as well, but he got a wing damage there from one of the McLarens, didn't he? Unfortunately, which didn't help his cause there. So, which is such a shame for Silent Shift. But that was it was really good there to see Silent Shift back at the sharp end of the field. Then absolutely great stuff. But Ayrton now just coming down the back straight. And Ayrton is going for 3 pole positions in a row. He had his first ever pole position of his career back in the Japanese Grand Prix, and now all of a sudden there he's looking at 3 races later. And can Ayrton do it in the McLaren? And so let's see how this one goes. Adam is down the far end of the circuit now. It's a he's just accelerated up out of the mini stadium sector before going into the S as well. Then Adam is out and he's invalidated this time again. Then he's got the beautiful George Russell Hess helmet. And some drivers may, of course, in gold on Sunday. We did have a lot of blue helmets then for Sir Frank Williams there as a mark of respect and a tribute then to one of the best pioneers in all of Formula One. Then Gunar's gone off the circuit there as he's just stretched the track limits a bit too much there, unfortunately, for the Irishman. Here comes Ayrton now into the stadium sector. Yeah, so some drivers will have blue helmets. I think Ayrton's also got a blue helmet as well in tribute for Sir Frank Williams tonight, which is good stuff indeed then. And yeah, great. And Ayrton now just coming out of the Nigel Mansell turn there. One of the, of course, Nigel Mansell won the 92 World Championship with the Williams team. So Ayrton's 3/10 of a second away from silent shifting at the moment now. Ayrton is, so come on, Camero, come on, Camero, finger out, lad. Camero is currently just started his lap, actually. There he is. We'll keep it on what Camero does. And here's Mad Bro, he's invalidated this time at the moment. Diego on medium tyres at the moment. Let's see how that one progresses. I'm going to actually stick with Diego at the moment. He's in the relegation zone. Remember that ALR and PB are merging into one entity from next season onwards for season 7 of ALR, which should no longer be called ALR, as we are unveiling a new name then, which I think the drivers have. I think it has been announced actually on the old Twitter. So yeah, good stuff indeed that. But yes, yeah, so ALR, but it'll be the 7th season still winning there. So for gold anyway, or for the Sunday League anyway, which will be just called Division 1 now. So it'll be Division 1 to 7 now. Diego goes full fastest. Theo, of course, the champion-elect potentially there. Theo is up into his Alibor's retired from the session now. As Theo's up into second fast about now. Silent Shifting looking quite strong at the moment now. It's really good to see Silent Shifting now. Camera Racer is managed to be able to stay in this, to be able to complete a lap there, and he's got full fastest out on the soft tyres as well. 10th of a second behind Ayrton at the moment now, who's very much the man in form. And you man broken for an hour by the chair as well. Silent Shifting is saying, and I had 8 laps of fuel in my car, no wonder it felt like a boat. So Serge is saying, sorry I didn't change my helmet last night, I got it in at late. Disgusting, I know. No worries about that then. No worries about that then, of course. To be fair, when we was asked to change helmets, for other leagues and things like that, I used to forget quite a lot. To be fair, it's a nice tribute, and of course, if you forget about it, then it's not really the end of the world, is it? Aaron? Oh, that new man bros invalidated his time, unfortunately. But of course, you've always got next week as well to maybe change the colours. We're on board there with Joseph Fenn with the beautiful blue and green helmet design here from Joseph. He's third in the championship. Remember, it's very easy for us to forget about this, but Joseph is. Oh, it's a red card, by the way, for Kieran Clark in the Newcastle game, if anyone's a Newcastle fan out there. So very sorry about that to all you Toon fans out there. But Joseph is third in the championship. Remember that he was promoted from gold, promoted from COBALT, who finished third in COBALT last season. So Joseph is really showing some impressive speed there, as you can see, as we've got a lot of cars just cruising down the back of the field. And here's Sammy, who's got a default helmet, then, which is probably a worse felony than what Sarah's Mushroom did there. Of course, at least Sarah's Mushroom did have got a very nice helmet anyway, because that's a signature helmet, isn't it? Sammy there, unfortunately, has got a default helmet there, so shame on Sammy, unfortunately. Shame on Sammy indeed. I'm just watching the Mercedes. There's a car in front of us. It's one of the Williams cars. And Paris makes his debut as well tonight. Looking forward to seeing what the co-bolters could actually do out there. So really good stuff indeed. Only vintage. So carry on, Sean, then. So just on board with you mad bro. 3 TRS zones around this circuit then. Of course, Theo's gone fast. Still then, Theo is, if he wins tonight, he is the champion of bronze and the 4th champion of bronze there. And he definitely very much deserves it, doesn't he, Theo? As he's been creaming the crop, and he possibly could and should have won it last week. Unfortunately, there was a rogue driver there, which got, for some reason, got very unhappy about his battle with Theo, as Umabro going second fast as well. I think Umabro, no disrespect to any other drivers, but I think Umabro is the quickest driver in terms of lap by lap pace there, which is a big statement for me to make, isn't it? Really, that's absolutely incredible statement for me to make, and I probably I think that, but I generally think that is the case. Out of our turn there for Shadows, he goes 7th fastest. He is 7th in the championship as well. Then as Diash has left the session now, hopefully he'll get back in at pronto. Diash, he hasn't come on the pits just yet. Of course, Diashi is racing his second full-time seat this season. He's gave him musical chairs then for Diashi, but he's back in the session. Good stuff. Here comes Repulse Aerial out of the final turn then, of course, with the George Russell helmet. Lovely stuff indeed. He goes into 9th fastest then. Aerial does that. Sammy in 10th fastest, just in front of us then. Sammy is there. However, he does have a default helmet then, which is absolutely shocking. You know, they're just going underneath me. Oh, goodness me. We just got Vintage in the Red Bull, and he's 4th in the championship. Vintage. He's a completely different driver, isn't he, from last season? Vintages. Just take a look at the form book in terms of the last couple of pole positions. It's been Ayrton, then before that in Singapore and Russia it was Theo. Theo has got, I think, 4 pole positions there. He's really, but I think Theo's first pole position of the season was actually in round 9 in Hungary there. So just before the halfway mark, it's all Vintage, almost into the pit lane now. He would have lost an abundance amount of time, Vintages, but luckily he is still in the, is still on the course there. But that is definitely would have woke up Vintage there. Oh, Paris got a bit wide there, but he's got away with that one. Paris has. We are aiming to lose 5 cars in this qualifying session there. It'd be the 5 slowest drivers then, from 16th to 20th on the grid then. That is what we're lining up for at the moment now. Sorry, Shifter has tagged me in the general chat. Enjoy 2 things at the same time. Good gosh, Paris going to full fast. I'll have a look at it in a minute, my good sir. Oh, it's Gunnar there. It's invalidated this time, unfortunately, the Irishman. He's going to have to go around again and have another. Oh my gosh, Gunnar, goodness me, looks like he's driving a shopping trolley there. As he was very much fighting the car in the Aston Martin there. But Gunnar there, who is, I think he's getting a bit frustrated because he's also invalidated this lap as well. Gunnar is down. His time is running out on him. I'll have a look at a bit. Shift, and then it's I'm not very good with the reply on Discord. I think, to be honest, because Discord is the platform which allows the drivers to have a chin wag reach, and also to report any misgivings that they have been in terms of whether they have been naughty drivers on the track or anything like that. Which, by the way, I'd never even heard of Discord until I started to get into this league race in my life, because I didn't even know it existed until about 3 years ago. Goodness gracious me, it feels like a long time, doesn't it? 3 years of Formula race there, but I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's been absolutely a joy, hasn't it? Watching the LR drivers really come up the ranks there as well. And it's been absolutely superb. 17 and met some very lovely people. Gunnar is the best looking driver, especially when I'm drunk. Goodness gracious me, and all the banter is fantastic as well. Roscoe in the Ferrari down in 17th in the World Championship. And then Roscoe is in car number 2. Default helmet as well for Roscoe. Shameful behaviour for the Ferrari driver. But he goes a bit wide there. Roscoe does that. He is coming into the stadium section as well. This is the best podium. I said it earlier on, or yesterday or the day before, but this is the best podium I think in all the season, in my humble opinion. Which does include the famous Italian podium in Monza, and even the British Grand Prix in Silverstone as well. I think that this podium is fantastic as well. Out of the final turn then, Roscoe going 9th fast. That's a very good time there from Roscoe. Roscoe is not a slow driver by any stretch of imagination. He won a lot. He's won a few Grand Prix in it. I'm sure he's won the Italian Grand Prix last year. Oh, it's Diego then. It's just really fighting with the car there. He had to back out of that one, so Diego there, unfortunately, so that's been unfortunate for Diego then. Here comes Adam then, who's in 10th position with it, but he's not feeling too secure in the Haas car, so he's going to have another bite of the cherry now. Ayrton is out on another set of, same set of tires, and he's invalidated his time, Ayrton has there. So Ayrton is going to have another bite of the cherry now. Shatters there, who is also just about to wind it up and let it go then. So we're just going to stick with Joseph and Paris, who's from COBALT. He's up in the 4th at the moment. Fantastic. Loving this. Fantastic. Why is it instant report and not Snitcher's lobby then? Well, to me, it depends on depends on your point of view. I don't think I've ever actually reported anyone when I've been in there. It's mainly because it's been me that has been the person that's mainly because it's me that's been the perpetrator rather than the innocent victim there. Joseph is in the wall, and that is a humongous smash. He is out of qualifying now, and Joseph and all the drivers on the lap then going to have to try and avoid the wreckage of Joseph. Joseph was in a very solid. Adam's gone into a very good 3rd position, by the way. That's superb stuff indeed there from Adam. But however, he has retired on the track by the looks there, so that's a bit of a naughty thing to do there from Adam. Joseph has crashed quite heavily. That is not good at all there for Joseph, and he will be out qualified, or be it He'll be out qualifying, albeit then that that time would have got him safely through then. So goodness gracious me, there's Adam's car and he's pulled off to the side there. So he's happy with his time there, but Adam should have come into the pits really then, because we seen what happened when I think it was Brooksy retired in the Japanese Grand Prix, didn't he? I think he was furious with what happened there. Farf's retired from the session as well. He's down in 18th position, and he's also mentioned about a preset setup there. So especially oil on turn 10 there. I think that's probably from Joseph's car then. Camera Racer then in 8th position. Just watching him going through that. Oh, and Camera Racer also offers on these car setups here tonight then. Looking very much on the low downforce setup there, which I'm quite surprised by. The air is quite thin up here in Mexico, so you can have a barn door on the back of your car and still achieve monster speeds. And however, that is not happening here tonight. I think a lot of drivers are gone for more of the lower downforce setup then, which maybe hurting a few drivers then. I fear going to lose 6 drivers here because Joseph's time of a 16.006 is quite competitive indeed there. So I think we're going to be losing 6 drivers there because as Ayrton's retired from this session there, Diashi there is taking the shortcut there through the stadium sector there. Diashi is there. Guna and Billet then are also currently in the drop zone as well. So we're losing Joseph, Alibi. Alibi might be able to get through here, but at the moment definitely using Joseph, Styles and Farf at the moment then. And so Billet is now emerged out of the garage now. So Diashi then is going to be a driver then. It needs to get a time on the board then. What about Diego? Diego, who has used a lot of energy here. However, he hasn't validated his time again. Diego has inside shift then. Is very happy with his time now in 4th position there as Diashi there is back in the pit lane here. Gunnar has left possession. That's not good there for Gunnar, is it? Oh dear, oh dear. And Gunnar now 2 minutes to go in this session there. Gunnar, I'm hoping he can get that sorted and come back out now because Gunnar is very much on the back. Is Diashi just driven through the pit lane here? I think he has, hasn't he? So Diashi is just driven through the pit lane. He's come back out then. I didn't know you could do that on this game. Fantastic stuff indeed there. But Diashi back out on the circuit now. He needs to get a time on the board, Diashi does. So we're going to stick with Billet for the minute then, because I'm not sure if Diashi's in the right place there. I think he's just a mirage. Here's Billet. He's certainly not mirage. Then Gunnar has got he's got less. Well, he's got a couple of seconds to get back in the session. He needs to get back in the session right now if he wants to qualify in the Mexican Grand Prix. Serious was saying that car can't handle Camaro's skill. Then I got to say it looked very much like a Buckaroo. If anyone is old enough to remember what that game was, then I must say it used to absolutely scare the living bejesus out of me. Billet then down the back straight. Then Diego is in the pit and he's going to be fairly up for that. And Theo is quickest so far in the Ferrari. Roscoe is done 5 laps on those soft tires. He's in the top 10. Roscoe should be happy with that then. I'm certainly am then. We have also got Silent Shift saying I spun, I did not anything, tried to better my team with the use softs, it didn't work there, but Silent Shift would be happy with 5th position because that should see him safely through. Good stuff indeed. Diash said the lobby is glitched because of me, sorry, I set a 15.8 there. Oh my goodness me, but I guess it's glitched then. Well, fair play there to Diashi, fantastic stuff there for 15.8 there. I'm not sure if he means a 15-second lap or a 1 minute and 15. Oh, Billet is off, he's around. Oh dear, then we got I must say then, this feels like Beyblade out here at the moment then. We got a lot of spinners here at the moment, don't we? And that Ferrari, goodness me, how to take evasive action of Roscoe. I think Roscoe should be safe and through anyway, but I'm not sure if Roscoe's going to be appreciative of that too much then. Billet, I don't think has got enough time left. My time's a bit out of sync then. Oh dear. Adam has just apologised. Don't worry about that, my good sir. We've also got Diash, he said, I'm sorry guys about it. Oh, that's alright then. It's all good then. As long as nothing major happened, no harm, no foul, I say that. However, Diashi has got if he's got a 15-second lap, then that may raise a few eyebrows around this. He's almost a minute in front of everyone else if that's the case. My goodness gracious me. We have lost 6 drivers in this qualifying session. We have lost Gunnar, who unfortunately has left the session, which is a shame now. Billet out of qualifying as well. He spun on his one and only lap. That is the problem when you only do 1 lap around here, is it? Or do 1 lap around any F1 circuit. You're just putting yourself under a lot of pressure. Billet made a mistake there. He's out of qualifying. Farf down 18th position. He's got a preset setup for Farf there. Hopefully that might help him. We got Styles down 7th position making this day today, and we got Alibi in 65 qualifying there, and Joseph also hit the wall quite heavily there. Billet just said OMG there, so I think so he's a bit unhappy there with not sure if he's unhappy with himself or something else there, but Billet out of qualifying unfortunately, which is a major blow for Billet, down in 19th position there unfortunately. Theo quickest so far in this qualifying one session now from UMAD by 48 hundredths of a second. Remember, Theo is on the cusp of becoming the youngest ever ALR world champion. Adam, I gotta say, this is Adam's best session in ALR by a country mile. Superb stuff there from Adam in third position. Paris on his debut in bronze night. Superb stuff in fourth position. Sign shifting looking strong as well. And Ariel, another driver who had that debut last night. Well, tonight they're doing a superb job as well. Out of qualifying now is Gunnar. He left the session there. Bullet, who one lap and unfortunately made a mistake there. Farf in the 18th position. Star 17th. Alibi in 16th position now. And Joseph hit the wall out of qualifying. He's down in 15th there. Joseph is there. So that's a major mistake there from the Aston Martin driver. Samuel's reporting he can't get any grip then. Can the team fix the car from qualifying 1 to qualifying 2 then? Well, there used to be a you can used to go back and get the spare car, Joseph, but I think that rule was outlawed back in 2002 or 3, wasn't it, to cut costs, wasn't it? Unfortunately, there. But yes, you would have. It probably would have been ideal if you could run back and go into the spare car. And of course, I think that's unfortunate though. Once you're in qualifying, if you're out, which is such a shame, really, isn't it, for Joseph? Because technically he did make it through. He's under the bar, but unfortunately his car was not on the his car was it went into the wall unfortunately, so he's out of qualifying now. Yes, Joseph, with the right spanners and a bit of duct tape there. Second sector is a bit slidey there, Sammy is saying there. Farm saying bronze has been a while there. Are you using my setup, Sammy there? Dylan is saying that. Of course, Dylan had a superb third there. I think it finished fourth in the end, Dylan did. After was it New Potato who got his third position reinstated there. Dylan did a superb job last night. But as I mentioned, of course, the Alpha Tower, not the Constructors Championship just yet. I was 6 points off, and that's what you get for doing a finger in the air kind of guess, really, isn't it? Which I'll probably be doing again here tonight as well. But there we go. Hopefully, Liam, will be keeping an eye on me. So this is what happens, you see, when the admins are never when the admins aren't around. Then I just let loose, that I'm off me leash, and anything can happen there. So that's why the admins very much keep me they have to keep me very much within arm's length, but otherwise it's all anarchy. On board now with Adam then, who's just coming through the second sector, and we're on out laps now, and then this is qualifying 2. We got 14 drivers, and Joseph is in the wall, so he would have been our 15th competitor. However, that is not going to be that's not the case then, unfortunately. Adam now taking probably the Formula E version of that second sector. Well, I think the Formula E version actually goes a bit more in, doesn't it? Adam now out of the final turn, then let's see what he can do then in the Haas car. As I've mentioned in qualifying, well, he's done a superb job so far, Adam said. This is where the real work begins now. So we've got a couple of drivers on the medium tires, a couple of drivers on the soft tires. In terms of strategies, over the past couple of days we've been seeing up into our safety cars really thrown a spanner in the works there. It has been very much looking like a 2-stop strategy, hasn't it? Something like that, or something like that. Then is that Adam there comes out of turn 3 as well. Farf has no idea what I'm talking about, which is good stuff indeed. Then, so obviously Farf didn't hear what I said last night. Thank goodness for that. We've also got Dylan saying like a FIFA mushroom there. Exactly, Dylan. Again, laugh out loud. Then is Sarah saying that Dylan got lucky. Goodness me, Dylan was actually really quick last night. He's very quick. Right. That soft run of Dylan in the middle sector was superb. He did some incredible overtakes, wasn't it? Very much Daniel Ricciardo. That's a really good stuff indeed there from Dylan. Absolutely superb. Absolutely superb stuff indeed. And I think there's a lot of you may be very impressed I can remember that, really, because usually I can't remember what I had for dinner, which is a big lie, because food is the major part of my life. I know exactly what I've ate, and I know that I would dream about what I've ate as well, because I do love some food. Beautiful. Here's Adam out of final turn, and he goes up fast on 15.9, and he's on soft tires. And remember that the major thing about qualifying 2 then is that Paris goes second fastest. If you get into qualifying 3 in the top 10, of course, so if you get 10.4 above, you must start on the tires which you set your fast time on in qualifying 2 then. So that is Diash is out of qualifying. So that is what we're doing here then. So silent shifting there. I've got serious rushing on the brain now because I've been reading his comments there. Sammy going full fast, and you mad bro goes fast as on those soft tires. He's also got Paris just in front of him. Then there's a lovely little slipstream, lovely stuff indeed there. Ayrton there on the soft tires, and Diego on soft tires as well. And so we're just going to stick with Diego at the one. And he went on medium tires to begin with, Diego did. And so let's see how this one goes. Diashi Yeet, Farfis saying he loved my battle with... no, not my battle. I loved his battle with Irish. It was a cracking battle as well. Farf never leaves anything on the table, does he? He's a cracking overtaker, Farf is. He's never shy, is he? Of course, I think one of my favourite battles of the season was Farf against, young Tommy back in the Austrian Grand Prix. Superb stuff indeed. We're going to leave out the part where Farf did not have... as Adam's gone fast again, he's done 2 laps on the soft tires, and Roscoe's in the wall, and he's out of qualifying. Unfortunately, Roscoe is out. Sammy is just dropped down the order. Yes, for Roscoe has got into the wall. The left part of the car has been ripped off. That is a major blow for the Ferrari driver. We've lost 2 in this qualifying session already. Ayrton has abandoned his time, come back in the pits. Diego's gone 5th fast, and then Camero down the back part of the circuit as well. Then Farfus asked, what have I done then? Of course, I prematurely crowned Alpha Tauri are Constructors Champions when they are 6 points away. That's what's quite embarrassing. I hope I don't do that with Theo tonight then. I know that someone will tell me, I hope anyway. I've also got my spreadsheet in front of me. You would think that I wouldn't make mistakes with the magical spreadsheet in front of me. However, I don't like to touch the spreadsheet in the race because I'll probably delete it. We got Camera Racer getting a bit of, that wasn't the best run there through the stadium sector there for Camera Racer. Out of the final turn here at the Parotada or Nigel Mansell curve, depending on your era. He goes third fastest there in the Alfa Romeo. Lovely stuff indeed there. Charlotte's starting his lap down. Here comes at Raposa Aerial as well, also starting his lap down. So we're going to stick with the Alpha Tauris for the minute then. And he's coming down the order there. Surprised Diego... surprised Diego off with that one there on his flare. Looked out of the lines. Oh, got off of that lap there as he was out of the white lines there. Gordo was saying that. So Diego then very much treading a thin line there, figuratively and literally. Diego there keeping his eye on the track police tonight. Gordo is, isn't he? Now we're into the mini stadium sector as well. We've got Sam saying, yeah, just needs to set up, and it's not very good there. Adam there is very happy. I've got to say, this is very impressive times out from Adam. He's really loving the Mexico City circle, isn't he? I'm loving to see Adam up there as well. Great stuff indeed there from the Haas driver, looking strong indeed there. So far in the last 2 nights, we've had a very good couple of races for the Williams team. Danger Times 1 in the in gold there, and of course that is his 2nd Grand Prix win of his career. We also had last night the Fangio winning his 4th Grand Prix win of his career, and the Williams there won the last 2 nights and everything else. Very fitting there for Sir Frank Williams there, who unfortunately lost his life on Sunday, didn't it? Which is such a shame there for Frank Williams there, who died, which is such absolutely horrific, isn't it? Really, because of that's your childhood, isn't it? Really, this gone there. It's like Murray Walker, as I was saying last night as well. They're two figures that you listen into or know or kind of see. Or listen to or see week in, week out then during your childhood. Here's Ayrton then down the back straight then. So we got Roscoe out of qualifying. We've also got Diash out of qualifying as well then. So we've got to find a number 2 driver instead who's going to... we've also got Sammy out of qualifying as well. He was not happy with the setup there and was blaming Dylan. And unfortunately, Sammy has hit the wall quite hard there and he is out of qualifying as well. Oh my golly gosh there. And that's not good at all, is it there for Sammy? He's in the wall quite heavily then. Missed out racing tonight in the Scooby Shoo did. We have also got Silent Shift to say medium time. I'm happy with that. Hopefully it's enough. Silent Shift currently in 4th position at the moment there. 5-10 seconds in front of Shadows. Only 2-10 seconds away from Camera Racer, who is on the soft tires. Ayrton's also on the soft tires as well at the moment then. As I'm not sure if I think that Ayrton maybe more happier than with the soft tires rather than the medium compound tire here in the McLaren. Now coming up into the stadium sector as well. Now into the final sector then, out of the Nigel Mansell curve then. What can Ayrton do? And he's fastest as well there by 0.3 of a second there, Ayrton is. And that should see him safely through into qualifying 3. 6 minutes to go in this qualifying 2 session there. We've got a couple of Ariel's just got into a very superb 4th as well. Good stuff there from the AlphaTauri driver. That should see him safe through as well. But at the moment we've got lost Diash, we've lost Roscoe. Theo's in the renegade, Theo's in the drop zone. So is Vintage as well. Vintage is still in the pits at the moment in the Red Bull car. Just watching field in the championship elect, maybe. Adam doesn't like this track at all, but he's doing a superb job there. He's very much he's got the pace around here, isn't he? But he's not a fan of this track at all. Then he might be a bigger fan at the end of this run now if he carries on that carries on this form. Magnificent stuff indeed there. But pace is okay, Adam is saying, and very well, it's more than okay. Superb stuff at the moment there. Sam saying my second sector setup is a kind of a yeet then. Which is, I think I only learned about this word a few months ago. Yeet. I thought that everyone was just saying yet in capitals, but it's yeet. And I think that yeet means that when you throw something, don't you, or when you fling something away. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't really know what the word means at all. All I know is that all I know that in the gifts there, when someone says yeet, then it's usually that. It's usually that gift of the Lion King, isn't it, where Rafiki is throwing Simba away, which is very harsh indeed, isn't it? I really don't like that gift then, because of course I'm a big old Lion King fan. That's my favourite Disney film. I do love the Lion King, fantastic. Mainly because I look very much like Pumbaa. Across the line goes Theo. He is 2 seconds away from Ayrton now, and that's a very good time there from Ayrton. He's really sprung that out of nowhere, Ayrton. That's good stuff indeed there. Theo second fastest moment there. There's a top two in the championship. Once again, the top two in the timesheets as well. Ayrton and Theo in this back end of the season have been really on form. Really impressive stuff indeed there from both the championship protagonists. Absolutely loving it. Really enjoying the end of the season in bronze. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then also a bit Theo then, who was love to clinch the championship. As I mentioned, then Theo will be the youngest champion in ALR history. It is quite a feat then, isn't it, there for Theo? And then of course they will be celebrating it quite loud and proud then at the end of this one, and into the stadium sector as well then for the Alfa Romeo driver then of a camera race then. And looking at, and I've got to say, that's such a Mickey Mouse sector, isn't there? It's, I think it's one of the most awfulest piece of tracks there in the world, isn't there? But the stadium sector, or the stadium session there, is absolutely fantastic, isn't it there? Camera race to go in 6 fast. And what about Vintage then? He's done the back straight of the money. We've also got Paris as well. Ayrton's retired from the session there, but he's safe and sound in the garage there. So Ayrton is going to be happy with his time then. So is Adam as well. So Sammy out qualifying. So is Ross going. So is Diashi as well. It's between Vintage and Diego at the moment. And 4 minutes ago in this qualifying session. Paris is out there as well. He's doing a superb job. Paris is in his debut tonight in bronze. Superb stuff indeed there for Paris. Very good stuff there. There's a wheel there. Sammy's wheel there on the circuit there. That's not very good for Sammy at all. And absolutely horrific scenes there from Sammy. He should really pick up his rubbish there. We have got Vintage now into the stadium sector as well. And having to correct the car there, didn't he? There, so I think he's feeling a bit too tight going into turn 15 there. Out of the phone turn there for Vintage across the line. He goes 8 fast. That's a good time there from the Red Bull. But Paris going into 3rd fast there, really showing some pace in this bronze tonight. And for Paris, superb stuff there from the Williams driver. Absolutely loving this. Great. And I think that I'm wondering then if Diego is still in the pits at the moment. I wonder if he'll come out in a minute. I think that is Diego coming out now in the Mercedes car as Ariel's retired from the session then. So yes, Diego he would like to defend his position and get into the top 10 if he can. Then 3 minutes to go. It's going to get very interesting indeed there. Vintage is a 10th of a second down the 1st sector, and we've also got Paris who is crawling back to the pits as well. Just seeing if Vintage carries on with this lap then, or if he just if he calls it a day. Well, let's find out then, as he is just coming in to the as well. Oh, he's spun the car and he's gone head into the wall there, but luckily he has kept all 4 wheels on his wagon and he should be okay with that one there. However, Red Bull are going to have to change the nose cone on that Red Bull, and I think the Vintage is still going to be very precariously close to that drop zone, who is silent shifting out there now as well. Shatters and Diego out there. So silent shifting was on the medium compound tires, but he swapped to the softs now. Has the Vintage there is limping back into the pits now, unfortunately. And so Vintage there might be a bit stunned. I wonder if he was going to go for a second time run here. His fuel light is not come on according to the graphic down the bottom there, so I wonder if Vintage did have a couple more laps of fuel in the car, which would have helped him, I think, getting to qualifying 3. However, Vintage is going to be feeling a bit vulnerable now. So Red Bull mechanics are putting him on his dolly wheels and they're now going to wheel him back into the garage. So he's got your flags in sector 2 then. It's Shadazar who is just crawling to get out of the way of silent shifting there, so that's very judgmentally there for Shadows. And Goku saying, what's happened to Camaro Racers? He was a bit quicker last season. I think that it's probably about the game, really, isn't there? And how you play it, kind of thing. But Yeah, I think but I know that Camera Racer has had a bit of a difficult season there. I think a lot of it though can be in terms of momentum, isn't there? Because of course, when you have a good last race, like for example, let's bring up Ayrton again, shall we? He's going to be hating me because I'm probably going to give him the commentator's curse in the not too distant future. But Ayrton, the last since Japan, he's really turned his. He was superb in the beginning of the season, and then he had a horrific middle season, and it just snowballed into quite a difficult time. Then same with Theo as well, as Theo was very much about the was very much just getting the consistency in there. But Ayrton was not getting any points on the board. But all of a sudden, he's really transformed this season around quite nicely indeed. Then, I wonder if Camera Racer. I think Austria was a superb race for Camera Racer, and he deserved a lot more from that, didn't he? But unfortunately, there was some shenanigans going up into turn 3, wasn't there? Or turn 2 in an F1 car, but there we go. We're going to leave that for another day. Diego at the final turn. Diego goes at 9 fast. Vintage is out of Vintage is out of the car then, so he can't defend his position so far. Silent shifting then. I'm wondering if silent shifting, because he cannot get eliminated now, silent shifting cannon. So I'm wondering if he's going to back out here and be on the medium compound tires, or would he like to start on the soft tires? This is going to be interesting now for Silent Shifting. Will he know though about Vintage? I'm not sure if he will, to be honest. So Silent Shifting might be carrying on here, and of course it is a long run down to turn 1 then, so surely you will rather have the grippier tires. And well, Silent Shifting out of the final turn, he does carry on. He goes second fastest, a McLaren 1-2, just like we had in was it Japan or USA? I can't remember now. And Shadows across line, he's also through into qualifying 2 as well. Nice the end of qualifying where are we? Qualifying 2 here tonight then, and Vintage is out qualifying, so he starts 11th on the grid. Sammy 12th, 13th is Roscoe, and Diashi is 14th. Ben, those are riders who we MotoGP now, and those are drivers then that are out of qualifying too, unfortunately. Listen, we're going to have to get some Bongello, I think I've got an also covered. That's not good at all, is it? I think you get an also from lack of sleep then, so maybe I do need maybe. And I was thinking that I only needed 23 hours of beauty sleep, but perhaps I'm going to have to up it to having 24 hours of beauty sleep, which would absolutely be the perfect life for me. I'm very much like a cat, really. I do like to sleep a lot, and I'd love to. If I was able to sleep on a radiator, I so would. That'd be my choice of sleeping arrangements. Then into the pits, into the pits comes Diego. Then Serge saying, "Do not pay shame him, Goku." Then I'm just wondering. Goku just wondered where it's gone. Then Cameron, I think that it's very unusual, isn't it? Formula 1 drivers, it's such an incredible skill to have, is to be a Formula 1 driver and driving on the games there, because and it's also about track dependent as well. No drivers are going to say that no, of course not. It's not about tracks at all. But I think it very much is about tracks, isn't it? Of course, if you enjoy a track, then inevitably you are going to go quicker, aren't you? But it is all about. But it is also about the. Also all about yourself, your feeling in yourself, and all that kind of stuff. As I'm sounding very professional, and I'm anything but that. Everyone is on the soft tires then going into qualifying 3, and they will be starting the Grand Prix itself then on those soft tires, and so you know exactly what the top 10 runners are going to be doing then. Outside the top 10 then, Vintage is down in 11th position there, Sammy is in 12th, and Roscoe 13th, Diashi is in 14th position then. So that's 11th to 14th then on the grid sorted, and of course Joseph will be 15th on the grid as well then. As Silent Shifting has asked if I like this helmet, I very much do like your helmet. It's very impressive indeed. That we'll have a proper on board review when we get into qualifying 3 there, where Silent Shifting there, what I think is going to be in the battle for pole positioning for the Mexican Grand Prix here tonight. I'm talking of pole position, and of course this is Van Eckel, who's been on pole position. Theo's been on pole position 4 times. Ayrton's been on pole position in the last 4 races or so. Jamie Emmeright's been on pole positions 5 times this season in 12 qualifying sessions, which is pretty impressive there for Emright. We've also had 2 pole positions there for Immortal as well when he was super sub for his 5 Grand Prix. Phelan there had a pole position, so did Lewis G as well. Those have been on pole sitters for this season in bronze, and so quite a few of them. And Goku there spitting fire there. He is not happy with with the Silent Shifting's helmet there. We'll have a look to see what Silent Shifting's helmet is in a minute there. I think that only one driver did a third run last night, and that was Keza, who got pole position for in his debut race. I remind you, his debut race there last night. Keza did. He was absolutely supreme, wasn't he? Keza was there, and he got on pole position then for the first time in his LR career. Absolutely supreme stuff indeed there. So I'm wondering if unfortunately, on the race there, it did get a bit too tight, didn't it? Down into turn number 1. We're on board Science Shifting's helmet now, and it's an absolutely beautiful masterpiece there from Science Shifting. Absolutely fantastic something there. And of course, he's gone with the more team colours tonight as well. Science Shifting, that's the papaya orange there with the beautiful black there. Yeah, absolutely fantastic helmet design there from Science Shifting. Absolutely on point there for the McLaren driver, and he's second in qualifying too as well. Science Shifting was there. So he'd like to be second. Well, he'd probably like to go one better and go faster, wouldn't he? Science Shifting would then get on pole position there for the Mexican Grand Prix. Science Shifting has not been on pole position this season. I think, has he been on pole position in bronze before? He's never been on pole position in bronze either. Goodness me, I'm surprised by that stat then. So I wonder if Science Shifting gets his first pole position of his career here tonight. Then here comes Adam, and I think this is his best qualified performance of his career in ALR at the moment. He is on the medium compound tyres though, isn't he? Adam is in, so this is going to be so let's see how this one goes then. I wonder if he's run out of soft tires then. And cross the line there, Adam there comes in. DRS said wide open then, and then now he's down the down the start finish straight. We've got Theo, who is second on the road. Then we've got a Mercedes as well. Then we've got both McLarens then, who are backing up with each other. I wonder if they're going to try a slipstream or something like that. Not many drivers have tried a slipstream around here, have they? Mainly because it's quite difficult to get right, and a lot of the time you do get it wrong. Remember, Ferrari got it completely wrong in 2013 in the Italian Grand Prix. I remember that quite well because Fernando Alonso had quite a outburst, didn't he, on the radio back then. Adam has gone fast, and of course times from qualifying 1 and 2 have been wiped now, because all we're concerned about is this session then, because this session is going to be for pole position then for the Mexican Grand Prix, and this is the top 10 for Mexico as well. Adam has invalidated his time now in the Haas car, unfortunately. He's going to be kicking himself out. Of course, he's the super sub tonight for RDW, who RDW is currently on -1 point now, unfortunately. RDW is. Hopefully he can get a point before the end of the season then. But at the moment, Adam is looking very strong in the Haas car tonight, but unfortunately that is not what he wants to. What about Theo? Theo would love to get the most pole positions this season when they on board now. Theo with the beautiful blue helmet and George Russell Heskey helmet as well as that now. I think that's quite fitted for Sir Frank Williams. And Theo out of turn 16 and 17 as well, coming across the finish line in Mexico. Now is pole position of 15-2 there for Theo to start us on our journey in qualifying. Now on the wrong Mercedes. There's the second Mercedes there. Half a second there between Theo and you, man, bro. That is a statement of intent then. Silent Shifting goes across the line there. He's had a problem there, and so is Eric as well. Both McLarens have invalidated their opening attack here. Oh dear. Diego's invalidated his time there, unfortunately. Adam is invalidated his second lap as well. Shatters is invalidated. What about Paris? Paris on the lap at the moment, but he's invalidated as well. Paris has, thank goodness me, there's a lot of invalidations around here at the moment. So we'll stick with Side Shift, and he's accelerating now. Turn 3 perhaps, and yes, he is out turn 3. Using a bit of switching there. You mad, bro. 5/10 of a second away from Theo at the moment. That's quite a mighty gap so far. Theo's got then, who's going for his 5th pole position of his season, and it's also be his 5th pole position of his career as well in ALR Bronze. Accelerates now the mini stadium sector as well. Yellow flag in sector 1 as the other Mercedes of Diego is crawling in 6th position. Look at this, and this car is sticking beautifully well for Silent Shift, and look at how much Kirby's taken out. Fantastic DRS and in the coming up to the stadium sector as well. And Adam's back in the pits, and so he hasn't set another time then, so Adam has not set a time on at all then on those medium tires. So I assume he'll be going to soft now. If he will have a new set of soft tires, because when you get into qualifying 3 you do get an extra set of soft tires. Silent Shift now the final turn, and let's see what he can do. Then goes across the line. He is second fastest there for Silent Shift, and Ayrton's abandoned his time and coming to the garage, and he wants 3 pole positions in a row, but he needs to get a time on the board. Then Camera Racers invalidate this time as well. Oh dear. We got Shadows out at the moment. What about Ariel then? He's invalidated his time as well in car 13. Unfortunately, Ariel has said, and that's disappointing then. Shatters doesn't know, and let's see then what Shatters can do. But he's very light of fuel. And Shatters is. I'm wondering if he's going to continue with this lap. He does indeed. Then he's out of the final turn, and Shatters goes into 4th fastest, and 10% behind you, man, bro. At the moment, and Shatters has said only 4 of the top 10 have set of times so far as we're coming to half distance in this qualifying session. And that Haas car bolted out of the garage. I think that was Adam there. Goodness gracious me! Then he is flying out of the garage there. Incredible stuff. Ariel on a lap as well. What about Paris? And Paris across line. He goes 3rd fast, and this is superb debut tonight then for Paris. Superb stuff from the COBALT driver. Magnificent. Ariel down into turn 6 then in car number 13. Now, of course, number 13 was the infamous number of a certain Pasta Maldonado, wasn't it? Ariel is out of shape there. He's also invalidated this time, so that's a double whammy there for Ariel. And that is a shame. Now, I wonder if he want to abandon this time and come back in the pits there for a new set of soft tires and go again then. He has time then. He may not have enough time though if he carries on this run now. It's very much time is of the essence now here in Mexico for several drivers out there. But it's great to see the AlphaTauris are very much really in the top 10. Fantastic indeed. AlphaTauri in the joint constructors cannot win the joint constructors this week. I think that the earliest they can win it now, judging on the form, it will be in. I don't think it's Brazil. I'm sure it's Australia. As earliest they can win it there. Just watching Ariel coming down the back straight as well. It feels weird to say Australia in the later stage of the World Championship, isn't it? Because Australia, round 19 of this season's championship. There we've got 4 rounds to go of this ALR World Championship, and it's the last season we're going to be called ALR before we have a rebrand then. And of course, we're going to have new names. We're going to have new divisions as well. We're going to have 7 new divisions. However, that doesn't mean that still the new divisions that will still have an impact on where you finish in this season's championship, of course. So you got to keep yourself on form here. Ariel there out of turn 6 and now coming into the S's of 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then this is where his last lap there got unfortunately deleted for going over track limits. He has got DRS at the second speed split time. He's done a 56 there. That's gone quite well in the second split time there from Ariel. Good stuff indeed there. Now into the stadium sector as well. Then diagonal the straight then before coming into this Mickey Mouse section there, accelerated away then now into the Nigel Mansell turn then, or the Paratada then. I love the Paratada out of the final turn then, and he comes over the line then. Ariel goes for fast. That's a cracking time for Ariel on a 3-lap ode. Soft tires, that's a statement of intent now. Camera racer across the line then. Adam has not set a time just yet, and here he is out on the back straight, and camera racer also on a lap as well. 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session as the track is really starting to amp up here. Adam's gone scampering across. He hasn't invalidated his time. How's that happened? I'm not even sure about that. He's done a 56.3 in the 56.5 in the second split time, which is slightly slower than Ariel. So that would be around the UMAD and Ariel. Well, he's backed off completely now, hasn't he, Adam has there? And he's been very quick in the opening 2 qualifying session. That's his Ayrton as well. However, both those 2 drivers are going to be very much under pressure as well. And who is that has just jumped up the order? Oh, Adam, it's gone at 7. It's gone so fast. So, just now back on board with camera race there. Goku saying good luck. Vince said good evening or good luck everyone as well. Vince is saying that DRS is now open there for camera race. So look at how much he's off the circuit now. It's incredible that these drivers there just take so much of the corner. So much of the track and beyond then. Bradfield there, of course, probably the most relevant thing that I have, more relevant than I have said. And of course, I've been on there now for almost 45 minutes. Of course, penalties means no points. Bradfield got 5th position last night. I'm sure that's his equal as best result of his silver career. So superb stuff indeed. Talking of superb stuff indeed there. Talking of 5th position there, that's Camera Racer. He is now up into 5th. Lovely stuff indeed there for Camera Racer. He'll be happy with that. You might bros 3 times second up in the second split time here. Adam is invalidated this time again in the Haas car. Adam, who's been superb so far in his qualifying session. However, it's all going a bit peak tong here now in the later stage. You might bro across the line. It's pole position there. Much better from you, man, bro. Half a second improvement in the final sector. And you, man, bro, who has never been on pole position. He's already got a race win in his very young career in bronze. And of course, he's only got 3 race starts in bronze, but he's already had a race win. And now he's on the cusp of pole position as well. Then the camera racer is 3 seconds down. Then what about Paris? Paris is starting this up as well. Oh, that's for Diego and for Ayrton. Adam is back in the pits. And I think that may be, I'm wondering if that may be a bit too late then, but my clock may be a bit out of sync here. Here comes Paris then, who is now going for one more run as well. Bradfield saying no, Clark has been sent off then on the penalties master then, so no points for me then. We've got Murphy and Sean dear, I want you washed your pants then. Oh, goodness gracious me then. It's the grass stains, I swear. There we go. Of course, there's the reason why I've got grass stains in me trousers is because I'm very much a athlete then, a supreme athlete as well, if I do say so myself. We've got Paris then, who is coming into the final part of the lap as well, but he's not using DRS, and so Paris is backed off here. So let's see what he can do on his final run. Camera Racer going for one more shot then, and of course I hope he's a GLS fan. And we're just coming with Diego then coming in underneath me now. There he goes. We've got a Williams car. Paris who's just crawling back to the garage. You mad bro's back in the pits. He can't defend himself though, you mad bro. So he's got 9 hungry drivers that are going for pole position here in Mexico. Out of the final turn then. Let's see what he can do. And Diego, the final turn, he goes 8 faster than the Mercedes car. Beautiful stuff. Shadows invalidated his time. He's 2 tenths a second up as well. Shadows was. That would have been the third row of the grid, maybe even just in front of his teammate Ariel there. Very as unlucky there for Shatters. He has time for one more run then. Let's see what Shatters can do. A beautiful run out of the final turn then. Oh, Ariel has no. He's coming to the pits then. Ariel has then, and he's got about 35 seconds then. So I'm not sure what's happening there with Ariel. But that is a shame then. So that is that's his day done and dusted. Camera Racer's also coming to the pits. Well, Ayrton out of the final turn. Ayrton goes 10 fastest then. This is all or nothing now for Ayrton. Then Camera Racer's going to be 6 fastest. What about Theo? Theo's also starting this up, so it's one more run for Ayrton and Theo, the top 2 of the World Championship. Coming down into turn 1. Adam is invalidated this time, but he has got time for one more run. There's a lot of pressure on a lot of drivers out there at the moment. Here comes Silent Shift, and he's also on an outlap then. So Silent Shift then has also got one more run then. The final turn then. Goodness gracious me then. And now the clock is finished and the time is finished. Oh, Paris invalidated this time, and now it's going to be 4th on the grid then. That's no to be ashamed of. That's a superb effort there from Paris, from COBALT. Absolutely superb stuff indeed. Oh, it's really good stuff. Oh, Diego's invalidated as well, unfortunately. However, that's a very solid position there. Diego will be very happy with that. Shadows there, who is coming. I think this. It's just a quick lap there for Shadows. So we're on board with him now. He is very close then to the limit of his battery output here. Then and he's just out coming out of the Nigel Mansell turn then for Shadows. Had his target times of 15.8. And it is a better time. It is 4th on the grid there for Shadows. He got 23. Magnificent. Silent Shift in his 3 times second. Theo's limping. Ayrton 6 seconds up there in the final sector, and Ayrton is on the 2nd row of the grid then. Ayrton's monopoly on pole position has come to an end here tonight. But he's gone purple in the final sector. Ayrton has salvaged stuff for that. Good stuff indeed there for Ayrton. Silent Shift is off the circuit there. And I think that Theo's off the circuit as well. What about Adam? Adam then coming on the final turn, and Adam goes 5th fast in the end there. It is going to be pole position there for you, mad bro. That's his first pole position of his career in silver tonight then. Supreme stuff from you, mad bro. His 4th qualified session. He's got a pole position there. He is a supreme driver as the mad bros, and he's really turning up the wick tonight then. However, whether you want to be on pole position in this Grand Prix remains to be seen. Remember what happened with Kaz last night then. Of course, the run down to turn 1 there can be quite fruitful indeed. Sam there was watching Theo by the looks of it, and he's seen that Theo made a mistake there, because the gap at the front is less than a tenth of a second. That is, so that's a bit unfortunate there for the championship leader Theo. However, he is on the second. He's on the 2nd position there. But I think the 2 McLarens are on the 3rd row of the on the 2nd row of the grid there. I think they're going to be quite happy with that, to be honest. I think this started on the 2nd row around here is probably the more ideal solution there. So Ayrton and Silent Shift now are going to be very much in the thick of things here tonight, and this is going to get very interesting indeed. Theo is just responded with I know. So Theo then is going to be a bit disappointed at them, but luckily the points are not awarded in qualifying. You mad bro by half of 10th of a second on pole position for the first time in his bronze career there. In his 4th qualifying session, he is now on pole position there. He's had a Grand Prix win. Now he's had a pole position as well, you mad bros. He's really doing wonders for that Mercedes team now. And of course, Mercedes will be hoping to climb up the order in the constructors as well. They're only 13 points beyond the Haas team at the moment. With Theo alongside him on row 1, but Silent Shifts in there to the 3rd and 4th. Remember, Theo has a championship to win tonight, doesn't he? The gap needs to be under 78 points then for the championship to carry on then. I think the only driver that is left to can win the championship is Ayrton. Everyone else, I think, well, mathematically, actually, everyone is there is actually a couple of drivers that are still in it mathematically at this stage of proceedings. I think it's all the way down to Silent Shifting in theory, but of course, realistically, there needs to be a major point swing, doesn't it? There. Right then, here we go then for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix, and we know it's going to be hot here tonight. It is very much hot indeed. isn't it, here on Perez? I'm going to try and defend everyone behind you, Vincent. Serious was saying, second down the front straight. Good place to be. Place to be, Theo is saying there. Sorry, Shifton is saying that. Yes, indeed, I feel that if you're on pole position, you're going to be very vulnerable going down into turn number 1. Nose is saying if Theo wins, outscores Ayrton by 15 points, he does win the World Championship. Yes, Theo is on the cusp of being crowned the youngest World Championship, youngest World Champion, and so that is the order of the day then for Theo. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through, but everyone needs to remind me because my maths is absolutely appalling there. I do know. By the way, one of my biggest brags of my life is I actually passed my maths there, but I think I passed it first time. But GCSEs don't really mean anything, do they? Well, actually, don't listen to me. They do mean quite a bit of things. But I heard that they run out after a couple of years. I'm not sure who told me that, and I'm not sure if that's a boulder dash or not. Then, yes, try and do well on your GCSEs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so of course they are quite important, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't go too well. You might bro on pole position then for the first time in his bronze career here in Mexico. Alongside him is Theo. Of course, Theo needs to outscore Ayrton by 15 points. And Solid shifts in third position there with 4th position Ayrton now. Ayrton is currently, and I think Ayrton's side shifted on the brilliant place at the second row of the grid here tonight. And Adam, he's been superb this tonight as he is 5th on the grid. Then hopefully he's not nervous there in the Haas drive, in the Haas car. Shatters in 6th position there. Paris on his debut as well in bronze tonight. Superb 7th position there. And Repulse Ariel in 8th position. Much better second race for Ariel than this is David Starr in bronze. Cameron 9th position. Diego in 10th position as well. Vintage in 11th position, but he's on new soft tires. And how is that going to play out in the first stint then? Sammy in 12th position there. He's not happy with his setup in the second sector. Sammy is now, and he's already got off the circuit. Ross on soft tires in 30th position. Diashi in 14th there. Hadish is there with the lobby. Hopefully it's all fine and dandy. Joseph crashed heavily just out of that corner he just went through in 15th position. He's through in the championship. Joseph is there. Alibi on medium tires in 16th position. Stars making his debut tonight in the beautiful blue helmet as well in 17th there. Farf is 18th position there with his lovely rainbow coloured helmet there from Farf. 19th position is Billet. He made a mistake in qualifying. Gunnar in 20th Ben, who's left for session. I'm not sure if I don't think he's come back, Gunnar, as an there, so that's a shame there. Oh no. Hopefully Gunnar has come back, and I've just missed it. And now we're going to start. Now we're ready then to start the. There we go. I'm all over the show at the moment. So there's the predicted strategy. We are expecting 2 stops around here. Then it's the final cars of Gunnar and Farf line up on the grid then for tonight's event, then, which is the Mexican Grand Prix here in Mexico City. Top 3 prediction there from Serious Russia, and the red lights are on there. We have 3, we have 4, we have 5. There's a pause! And we are go! And you man, bro, gets away nice then. Joseph has jumped up a couple positions already. Fantastic. Look now, McLaren! Ayrton is superb! He's flown off the grid here! Or has he? Am I on the right? I know it is Ayrton. He's going to go for the lead. Go down to turn 1 then. But you man, bro, has just kept in front then. You man, bro, repelling the attack then. And Ayrton and Theo going side by side. Ayrton has the run then. Ayrton is through. He's having his second position. Ayrton has spun the car. He's going to lose tracks and he's dropped down to 4th position there. And of course, Ayrton was close. And Theo is retained second position. Then the top 9 are all in the same spot then. So is the top 10 actually then. Sammy is at 1 position there. And we got Paris then. We got what's happening there? Diego is dropping down the order then. Sammy at 9th position then. Yellow flag then. Is somebody's got to ride then. It's Ariel who's gone right at the back of the field then. In the Alpha Tauri then. Oh my goodness me, he's getting very close at the back of the field. And Gunnar, I'm not sure if he's in this race or not. He doesn't look to be. Goodness me, what's going on there? Farfar being run out, has been hung out to dry there from Billet, who's at 5 positions. Billet is then at the opening stage of this race. Fantastic 17 there. Back at the front there. Let's just take a look there at seeing what's occurring then. Then so at the moment, you might bro leaves that yellow flag at the back. Then Billet is off the circuit. Oh goodness me, then Billet is. I'm not sure he's sped or what. He's lost the whole of the wing section. Billet has who's our supreme season up until the recent couple of races there. That one completed. Bro 8-10 second in front of Theo in second position there. Silent shifting in third position. Ayrton is in 4th for the moment. Then as it stands, Theo will not be world champion here tonight then. Ayrton in 4th. Adam in 5th. Shadow 6th there. Paris in 7th position there. Camera Racer in 8th position. Sammy in 9th position. But goodness me, Sammy's got the Conga before and behind him now with Diego Joseph. 4 positions. Joseph is fantastic. Joseph, look that he's third in the championship there. Joseph, he doesn't lose any more momentum to Ayrton here tonight. Ayrton was almost up into into second position, was there, but he got on the power a bit too early there, out of turn number 3 there, and it's dropped back slightly, and as we're just watching, and just watching Diego going on the outside here. Diego is on the outside, sorry, Joseph on the outside there. Diego has, who am I talking about? Yes, it is Diego then, and oh goodness me, Sammy is still up the inside there, and he's still in a 4th position there. Joseph is trying to repel Roscoe, then Roscoe also at 1 position as well then, so far. So Sammy and Joseph moving up 3 and 4 positions respectively. Ariel's dropped down 10 positions. Unfortunately, the top 7 remain at status quo at the moment now. But we got penalties already there from Alibi and Sammy here. Alibi is out of the race and he's got off, and he has got off in the one of the S there, and Alibi is out of the Grand Prix, and that is a shame indeed then. So Alibi is out of the Grand Prix. He's down in 90. He is down in 90th position there, and there's a virtual safety car. Billet was kind of hoping there'd be a full safety car, but unfortunately that's not the case at the moment. Into the pits there. We got a lot of drivers in the pits early on then. Is this a strategy call here? Well, let's find out now then. It's Alibi self-possession that he's going to be first out into the pits there, comes the AlphaTauri. It's a strategy call here, and Adam's also in the pits as well, so 2 strategical calls here then, so they're going on the medium tyres now then, and of course there's a cheap pit stop there under the virtual safety car, and they are now coming out of the garage then, so the virtual safety car is still out at the moment then. So Umabro leading the race, then there's Theo in 2nd position, Science shifting in 3rd, Ayrton in 4th position on then. 2 drivers got penalties there. Ariel's got a penalty, Sammy's got a penalty as well then, as it stands at the moment. The gap between the top 4 and 5th position of Paris is 3 seconds already. That is an incredible field spread at the moment. The top 4 are absolutely lightning in a bottle, and they're really impressive indeed then around this circuit at the moment. Because indeed, virtual safety car still at the moment then. We're just waiting for the virtual safety car to end, and hopefully it won't be too far away then. You're on board your Umabro at the moment then, who is not really pushing the Delta, but it looks a things so he's very much in the green here, and I feel it's only 6/10 of a second away. We'll have DRS activated then at the end of this lap then, and this is going to get really tasty indeed. There's Science shifting there, who is just a second back at the moment then, on board now of Ayrton then in the McLaren, and Diego, who is now going to be just right behind, and look at this as Joseph is having a look on the outside of Diego here, the run board of side pod. Diego's scampering off the circuit now, he's going to lose momentum, and Joseph is through, passes Diego on the outside. They're going into the Nigel Mansell curve, and he is is that Roscoe there? Oh, Roscoe's off the circuit there, but now he's come back on then, and Diego that has unfortunately made a mess at the stadium sector, and now Diego dropping down into 10th position there, so Roscoe up into 9th. We've also got Diash again past Vintage there, Vintage again a bit of a squeeze, going down into turn 1 then, so Diash is also through as well there. Farfar into a superb 3rd position, to 11th position there. Good stuff indeed there for Farfar. As the top 4 then are very much all in DRS range at the moment. Yellow flag in 1 then is Ariel, who's facing the wrong way there. Unfortunately, Ariel's superb qualifying is really been feeling like a very distant memory now. He's down into 18th position, and Ariel is on those soft tyres. So the moment, Umabro is not pulling away from Theo at the moment, and in Theo, this is perfect for Theo. He needs to outscore Ayrton by 15 points, and that is the magical number. Favre's got a 3-second penalty. That really hurt his race last night, Favre did, with the lack of with the a lot of penalties there for Favre, so hopefully he doesn't have that issue again tonight then. So Theo, remember, Theo needs to outscore Ayrton by 15 points then. So this is where my maths is really going to be appalling now, is there? Really, Ayrton needs to score, Ayrton needs to be 5th or above, I think now, 5th or above, and for the championship to carry on if Theo wins the race, of course. Now Theo, here he comes, and look at this, he's gaining. Theo on the inside, he passes Umabro, he takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix, and Silence shifted also wants a piece of that action as well in the McLaren here, accelerates away. Silence shifted now looking very much on song at the moment. Now look at this, and Umabro, no DRS, very much strong there. Look, Paris is now 4 seconds away then from the top 4. Absolutely impressive indeed. The top 4 are so quick at the moment here in this stage of proceedings, and looking very strong indeed then. Magnificent stuff. Stalls in his debut there is now in 15th position. Farfar stuck his way up into 10th position now. Good stuff indeed there for Farfar. Diego dropping down into 11th in the Mercedes car, and Farfar is now in the top 10 then. And this is good for the Alpine team then. It's Alpine Ruben Strom for points as of late. Then, unfortunately, back on board camera race. Then a top three protection there from Serious Russia. Roscoe's got a 3-second penalty. Paris almost off the circuit there in fifth position. And the top four are supreme at this moment, and they're absolutely flying out there. Wow, incredible stuff indeed there. And look, Theo is now really Theo is already almost a second out of DRS and from Umabro. Theo has got 7 to prove here tonight, looking superb indeed. And he's also set another fast out of the race, and Theo is looking strong at the moment. Now, is it coming across the line? Absolutely supreme stuff indeed there. Look at the background there. I think the camera racer would like to get past Paris, and because I think the Paris is strong at the moment. He's harvested. Paris is defending fresh air there, isn't he? Going down to turn 1 then. Hopefully I can go to that. It shouldn't be too bad there. Diashi's got past Diego. Diego, unfortunately, is dropping like a stone at the moment. And Diashi now moving up into 11th position there. Diego dropping in to 12th. Unfortunately, we've got Adam then, who's also got just lost out to Shadows, and Shadows are using the DRS to his advantage and moving himself up to 17th position there. Good stuff indeed then. And now out of the mini stadium section as well. Joseph Ed all over the back so far. Umabro in the first section of the field then, who is now very much almost out of the DRS range, and all of a sudden though, he's very much under the caution. Theo is mighty in the second sector around here, because look at that gap there. I think Umabro's got a very good top end speed, but however in the second sector, that is where Theo really reels the gap out. Ayrton is now right behind Silent Shift. Now I wonder if Silent Shifted is going to apply a bit of team tactics here tonight. Then. Come on, camera lad, didn't say his don't say his name, so no jinx there. Just watching Joseph N, who's doing a very good first opening stint here. No safety cartridge yet, and fantastic stuff indeed. That it's a great race set. Of course, we've had some really good bronze races in the last couple of races or so, haven't we? Ayrton is now right underneath the gearbox with his teammate then, but not straight. Believe it or not, it's not long enough. But here comes Camero. This straight might be long enough. No, it's not. Then he didn't get there. Not just yet there. Great racing so far down the field. Only one retirement so far, which is Alibi. Unfortunately, this race was very short indeed there for the for the Alpine car, which was such a shame indeed. Was there on board then with Joseph going down into turn number 4 as well then. There is still all over the back runner, just back on board of us. Umabro has got it back within half a second as well. This is very much yo-yoing around at the moment. It's like great stuff indeed. That's just lovely shot from the curve cam. I love the curve cams there. Absolutely splendid action indeed. Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty there. Ayrton, that is crucial in this race set. So Ayrton cannot afford any more at this stage. Can he? I'm wondering that as Roscoe's also got a penalty as well. And I think that Ayrton's gone to the back of his teammate. That goodness me, that both the McLarens there have come to blows, and goodness me, I'm not sure if it's damage or whatnot, but oh my goodness me. And I wonder if that penalty distracted him then. Has actually got damage and he's carrying on there, but look, Silent Shifter is a major peril now. Both McLarens have come to blows and here in the stadium section as well. Goodness gracious me then. And there's drama in this race, and Diego's dropped down 2 positions. Both Red Bulls have done a double team by the looks of things there, and Paris has got past Silent Shifter then. This race is looking very good for the McLaren. Of all of a sudden kind of starting to fall apart here. Roscoe has got past them. Sammy is not out any of it though, but Roscoe's using those soft tires to his advantage. Great racing from both drivers, loving that, superb. And Roscoe's now into 8th position. Strong work indeed there. Oh my goodness me then. We was talking about the team orders there in the we was talking about maybe some team orders in the McLaren there in terms of helping out on the championship. However, that is proved not to be the case as they both come to blows there in the stadium as well. Jake Wilson's gone no. Mac crime there as a yellow flag in 2 as well. Then it's one of the Red Bulls. It's Styles out off the circuit there. He's lost out majorly. Ayrton has dropped down the order as well. Ayrton is dropping down. He's dropping down. It's out problems for Ayrton. It's a virtual safety car here, and all of a sudden this race is starting to be coming to the palm of Theo's hands here tonight. Goodness gracious me there. Oh goodness me then. Well, absolute action, all the drama all the way, and Diego's dropped all the way down. Then a 5-second penalty for Adam there for ignoring yellow flags, and that is quite a slap on the wrist kind of thing. As virtual safety cars in, then so it's a golden opportunity set as Ayrton has stayed out, and Silent Shifting is coming to the pit set. So Joseph has also stayed out as well, and so Theo is coming to the pit set. Umabro, oh my goodness me, look how close it is, and look, they're merging. Oh my goodness me, I'm not sure if that's even PG. Oh my lord there. However, now with Theo, who's now now coming out of the pits, and he is in 7th position. There's a virtual safety car. It's a cheap pit stop here, and of course, so Umabro will be in DRS range as well, and so Theo needs to get out of that DRS range there, but Theo, I think at the moment now, is looking quite comfortable in the opening stage of this race. Soft tires for Red Bull and for Vintage as well, and Ariel also in the pits as well. Then so DRS now been enabled, and Ayrton leads the Grand Prix. I'm not sure if Ayrton's got damage or whatnot, but goodness me, he's losing time hand over fist as well, as on one of those soft tires that really hurt him. Then serious was saying, here comes the pound set. Oh, Ayrton's off the track again, and he's having some major problems here, Ayrton, tonight now, as it was looking so strong in the opening couple of laps, but it's unraveling quite quickly. And here comes Joseph then, who is third in the World Championship, and then so he's going to be grinning from ear to ear to see that limpid papaya McLaren. Roscoe in 4th position as well, with Sammy in 5th, far 5th, Diash in 6th there. Oh my goodness me, this race is far from done now. As Ayrton's in the pits, and so Ayrton's in the pits, and so he's not going to have the advantage of that of coming into the virtual safety car then, but that is going completely peak tongue for Ayrton and the McLaren team. Wants to sign shift in now behind Paris as well. Joseph leads Roscoe in 2nd position. Now 3rd position is Sammy. There must be damage on Ayrton's car. I think that I think they might change the wing there on the McLaren potentially there, but he's now on the medium tires, and on one of those tires are screaming hot as well then. But look, Ayrton is right the way down the field now, isn't he? And this is good news then for Mad Bro is up into 6th position there. He gets past Theo, and Theo, of course, remember, he needs to outscore Ayrton by 15 points to be crowned the champion today. Theo can then, but Mad Bro is putting a spanner in the works there. Mad Bro going for a 2nd Grand Prix win in his first 4 events here in ALR. Silent Shifting has got past Paris and has recovered quite nicely this stage then for Silent Shifting. Is now back up into a de facto 3rd position there. If you with Adam and Shadows there, who came in the pits earlier on the race, then, but potentially then they may be on a similar strategy now. Then so strategy's all up in the air, and I have no idea what's going to happen. So I love the races like this, and great stuff indeed. Then. Back with Theo at the moment, and so Theo, who is not going to let Umabro go at any stretch of imagination. I'm wondering how Theo's going to be thinking that. Of course, he is very much a wise, he's got a wise head on young shoulders, hasn't he? Theo has. Remember, I don't think pressure's going to get to him too much, is he? Of course, he was not happy about what happened in the United States Grand Prix, but I don't think anyone would have been happy about what happened in that race a few days ago. And look at this, and now Farf is up into 3rd position, is he? He is indeed. Wow. No, he's back down to 4th. I was looking at the wrong blue car. There's too many blue cars. There's Farfair, goodness me, and then, oh goodness me, Farfair is all over the show. That yellow flag is one of the Billet who's spinning around there, and he's just trying to recover the car back here. Then look, Joseph's now got a 4-second lead then, as Roscoe's become the cork in the bottle here, and Sammy doing a great job. And Sammy, Diashi, and Far from not coming to the pits at all so far. Billet is still having issue, and he's still recovering. Those tires maybe screaming hot there for Billet, unfortunately. And Adam now, who is 3/10 second away then from Shadows, but he has lost a bit of time now. Look, oh goodness me, Sammy all over the back of Roscoe here. Roscoe's under the pressure. Sammy's got no penalty, and as Sammy there is going up the inside. Remember what happened here last season with Sammy, as him and I think it was Leclerc in the Racing Point team there didn't really see eye to eye, did they, in that race? Oh goodness gracious me, Farfair is also sticking his nose in there as well. Well, good grief there. Farfair wants to get past as quickly as possible. Joseph in the pits while Roscoe also in the pits. At the soft tires, that limit is 10-11 laps here. Sammy, who is of course super set for the Williams tonight, and it's been a great week for the Williams team. Can we have 3 wins in a row for the Williams team? Well, Sammy is leading on lap 12 here. I know that is perfect. Oh, Farfa's on the grass! My goodness me! Farfa's just overtaken Sammy on the grass. He's got to get that position back, isn't there? Oh my goodness me! The audacity of Farf is incredible, fantastic there. I think that I'm not sure. I think he was asked to get the position back there for Farf. He's going for it again, so he's going to go for the switcheroo, and he's on the inside, he's on the outside of Sammy. Farf is going to lead the, I'm on the wrong car, and Sammy's got off here, and Farf, oh my goodness me, the 2 drivers are not going to give it an inch to each other, and Farf leads the Grand Prix. Magnificent stuff indeed there from Farf, really well done indeed there. Of course, technically he was off the track there where he overtook Sammy first around, and Sammy, goodness me, and Sammy, oh, he's on the outside here, and Sammy's going to scamper off again then, Goodness gracious me there. Wow, and the two drivers, it doesn't like to back down, do they? Fantastic stuff indeed there. Shadow's got a 3-second penalty. My goodness me. Oh, and we got in the background Theo and you, mad bro. Theo's back in front of you, mad bro. A very much carbon copy of what happened. Of what was happening last night in terms of the yo-yo between Fan Joe and Immortal. Then goodness gracious me, creeping across the line as well. Wow, that was an incredible series of course. I love that. That was fantastic, amazing stuff indeed. I'm not sure if it was all very PC, but never mind about that, because here they go again. And now Diashi is out. Look that, and Diashi with no helmet. That's absolutely disgraceful behaviour. Usually I've pointed out. Usually I noticed that a lot earlier than what happened today. And so, oh goodness me, that Diashi there throwing caution to the wind. But he is now in third position. Diashi is as Diashi is thinking of where's Diashi there? Just I'm gonna look down. I think he's just trying to distract Sammy there, wasn't he? As Sammy is very intrigued there. He's trying to get back past Farf, but Farf, this is really gonna hurt Theo and you, man, bro. This is not what Theo or you, man, bro, need. Then Roscoe's got himself up in the 13th position there. Into the pits there comes the ghostly Gunnar. I don't think Gunnar's in this race, unfortunately. Oh, and Sammy's lost it there. And I was just reading the message from Serious Mushroom as well. I think Serious Mushroom is in front of me here, as he said that Sammy's lost it, and looked up and Sammy's around then, and that's unfortunate there for Sammy. Oh, he's dropped down the order, and that is good news for Theo and you, mad bro, because now they have got one car less, which have been fighting tooth and nail. And looking in the background there, Silent Shift as well, and this traffic is going to be crucial, I think, in the Grand Prix win here tonight then. Who's going to get through the traffic first? And here comes Theo. And Theo at the moment is in the position to win the Drivers' Championship then. And now he is going up. Now he's on the gearbox of Diashi then. He is side by side with Diashi going into turn one. This is crucial. Roscoe, his teammate, has set the fast out of the race so far. Now is Umabro K needs to follow him through. Umabro does that. So we got Joseph has got back past camera as well, and Ayrton needs to follow him through as well. Joseph, who's Ayrton's direct championship rival, is in terms of the battle for second and third. Then it's gone a bit peak Tom for the McLaren team after looking so strong earlier on the race. Mystic Mushroom there from I love that. Absolutely incredible. Something there. Yeah, Serious Mushroom just put Sammy's lost it. Laugh out loud. And then I looked up and Sammy was around on the screen here. Goodness gracious me. Sammy's dropped down to 9th position now. Those hot medium tires are going to be screaming hot. He hasn't come in the pits. Not as Diashi either. You mad bro is getting well out of shape there. And goodness me on him. He didn't get a pounce there, but that's not going to hurt at all. Yellow flag then is what's happening. Who's that? As I just tell you that I think it was Camera Racer. Is it? No, who's off the track there? Someone's off the track. Who's off the track? Oh, it's the Alfa Romeo with Billet then, who's having a nightmare race today, unfortunately, which is such a shame for Billet because he's having a superb race, wasn't he? But it's gone a bit superb season, but it's not gone too well as of late then. Here's Theo then, and now Theo is right underneath the gearbox of Farfet. I'm sure that Theo knows about Farfet's reputation, but look, Farfet is not going to let him breeze by here. On board then, Farfet's nose come then, but Theo has got the job done then. He has passed and moved himself up into the lead of the Grand Prix. Theo has a but it's retired from the session there as he's come to the pits and call it a day there, but of course you do get minus points there if you do it more than once. We have got Farf dropped down into third position now then, as Farf was a bit more charitable, I'd say, than what he was to Sammy there. Billet and Diashi, Billet and Alibi both out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately, on a bit of a nightmare race there, but you mad bro is not leaving Theo alone at the moment, is he there? On board now then with you, my bro, the pole sitter there, and look at Phil just absolutely flying away at the moment. And where's Silent Shift? And he's right behind Adam now, as Adam then he was in 6th position. A good recovery drive so far from Adam. He had a good qualifying, and he found himself at the back of the field after a couple of laps. But he's now back up in the 6th position there. However, he has not, he hasn't paid for what Ayrton's got another penalty there, and that is not good at all. Unfortunately, then for Ayrton, it's really starting to be a snowball effect now. However, Ayrton is not too far away from Joseph, but remember last night, remember about the penalties there. Lack of penalties really helped the drivers, and Theo is trying to break the slipstream here from you, mad bro. And then we got Farfu, who's just outside DRS there. He doesn't got DRS at all. Silent Shift's also got pass of he's got pass Adam then, and look down, you mad bro is taking the lead. He passes Theo back into the lead of the Grand Prix, but at the moment Theo is outscoring Ayrton by 17 points at the moment. Diego's got a penalty as well. Silent Shift's got pass Adam then. I think that Adam's got quite a good top end speed here, hasn't he? But now then is Paris is all over the back as well. Paris, who is involved in the podium battle at the moment, and in his debut here tonight in bronze, doing a superb job. Paris is lovely, absolutely brilliant stuff indeed there for Paris, who is currently in 8th position in this Grand Prix. So, as we got Farfin, Sammy, admin versus badmin there. Oh, good. Oh, as Fio's got back past them, has got back past Umabro. Umabro has had a problem somewhere. He is dropped right into the clutches then, and that is going to be a beautiful sight for Fio then, as Fio is now out of the DRS range of Umabro, and that is crucial in this race because I think if Fio gets out of the DRS range of Umabro, I think he will be starting to gap. Oh, Fio's got a 3-second penalty. That is crucial in the Grand Prix now. And well, it's gone from delight to misery for Fio. Then that's going to be a crucial blow into the pits. Then it comes Diashi, and oh no, the Haas drivers are coming simultaneously here. That is not good communication from the American team then, and this is not good at all. Look, as Adam's going to have to queue here. Oh no, this is appalling then for the Haas team, and that may be a problem then of having a sub driver in the cockpit, as Ayrton's out got on the outside of Joseph and passes the man who's quite close to him in the World Championship. Now Ayrton would use that DRS to try and rocket away then. Adam then has lost an abundance amount of time. He's gone to the hard tires, so Adam has said, until the end of the race. The hard tires then was very much was not the most preferred to race tire, was it? But having said that, in the last 2 races, Percy and Fanjo has done some really good driving with those hard tires, haven't they? And they've really made up an abundance amount of positions there from the start grid. So I would not sneeze at those hard tires just yet. Umabro is now back within the race. Umabro is leading this race at the moment with that 3-second penalty. On board silent shift now. The 2 McLarens. That is the highlight or the low light of this race at the moment. As the 2 McLarens came to blows at this turn here. Ayrton went into the back as far as got no penalty. Ayrton went into the back of his teammate, and I think Ayrton damaged his wing now. Had to go into the pits, and of course he had an extra lap as well, didn't he? It's a major mistake there from the McLaren team, unfortunately. But silent shifting is now in 5th position there. He's going to try and get into 4th here. Then Umabro is now past the the Ferrari driver, I should say, back up into the lead of the Grand Prix. Farf is doing a great job on those medium tires, I have to say. He's the only driver not to come in the pits and as of yet. And Farf, look at that, he's hanging on quite nicely. Farf, he's doing a supreme job out here tonight in bronze. Superb. So everyone's saying Haas loves a double stack then. I love a double stack as well. Oof, my word then. Give me a double stack of burger any day of the week then. But yeah, Favre doing a great job. And they're fantastic. Somebody just watching Silent Shift now having the 4th position now. Let's take stock of this Grand Prix at the moment then. So Umabro leads the race. He's got no penalties with Fio second. He has a 3-second penalty. Favre has a number of penalties, but he's doing a great job in terms of the pace so far. Silent Shifting has made his way back in the 4th position. Shatters in 5th. 6th position is Paris. Doing a great job on his debut tonight in bronze, and he's driven in bronze. He's driven in COBALT. He's a 4-time driver in COBALT for the Williams team, having a supreme drive here today for the Williams in bronze. Good stuff. 7th position is Ayrton. Then having a bit of a try and race Ayrton at the moment, and as it stands, Fio will be the champion. 8th position is Joseph. 9th is Roscoe. 10th is Camarari. So that is the top 10. Outside the top 10 is Vintage in 11th position there. Diashi is 12th. Sammy 13th. Stars is 14th. 15th is Adam there. No penalties there for Adam. Ario in 2nd position. Diego 17th for retirement, Schooner, Billet and Aliboy all out this race at the moment. Diashi has set the fastest lap of the race as well, down in 12th position. Diashi but he's on new soft tyres. He'll be on soft tyres. I think he'll have another stop. Diashi will then in 12th position, so he might be mighty quick towards them this race. I think Farf is definitely going for one stopper here, isn't it? Because he's going to have to go to one tire. He's going to have to go to the soft tyres, isn't he? Or is he going to go to the medium, to the hard tyres? How many penalties for DQ? 27 now. Diego off the circuit, and Diego is having a bit of a nightmare race, unfortunately, in the second Mercedes. One Mercedes leads the race, the other Mercedes down in 18th position. Diego coming into the pits, and it's really it's a very difficult. And look, as Fio is going for the lead, then he takes the lead then of the Mexican Grand Prix. Roscoe's got a 3-second penalty as well at the moment. My goodness me! But Fio, then that's a very unexpected place to overtake. Then I think it's I'm sure it's more than 27 seconds. I'm sure it's at a drive with 44 4 seconds before, haven't I? But Sammy's on 18 seconds then. 9 seconds for Roscoe at the moment there, and 9 seconds for Farf. Everyone else is on 6 up below then. Fiona who just took the lead then, and there's the Mercedes of Humanpros Mercedes team coming out of the pits then. Of course, he's a ghost car at the moment there. And look at the background there. Silent Shifton also getting past Farf as well. And there he goes then. Farf dropping down into 4th position there. But Farf's time on those medium tires is quite impressive to say the very least at this moment. Really impressive stuff indeed there for Farf there. Absolutely good stuff. Just back on board now. So that is the penalty situation. And Sammy, who I think that Sammy was doing a great job. I think him and Farf had an absolutely explosive battle there in the lead for this race a couple of laps ago. By the way, thank you very much for giving up your Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It is Tuesday. Your Tuesday night then to watch ALR Bronze. I think ALR Bronze is actually is very it's on par with the views with gold at the moment. And Bronze is very much very much for everyone's viewing pleasure. And they're really enjoying. It seems like you really enjoy Bronze, don't you? I certainly enjoy Bronze. It's a fantastic league, isn't it? Indeed, there's action and drama all the way through the season. However, 3 seconds the gap is about between Silent Shifton and Theo. Has Silent Shifton then? Can he now get past? Now can he catch up on these drivers? Sammy's got no penalties. Then he is. We're only just over half distance here. Sammy may be in a bit of trouble with the penalties a bit there on there. There's Silent Shifton then. Great recovery drive from Silent Shifton. He's looking strong at the moment. Silent Shifton, he has a Grand Prix win already this season. I'd love to get a second one here. Sorry, I forgot to breathe. Shadows is now past Farf, but he's only got 3 lap younger tires. Shadows has then, but Shadows have been praising Farf, and maybe I should be praising Shadows as well because he's superb at the moment. And Alpha Tari up in the 4th position now. Ayrton's just got past Paris and moved himself up in the 6th position as well. But of course, the drivers with a lot of penalties run. They'll be hoping for not a late safety car. Silent Shifton, then the gap is Eric's got a penalty. Silent Shifton, the gap has gone to 3.3 seconds in the first intermediate split time. I think it's the second sector where the McLaren really comes alive at. And just watching Theo, who is now 8 times a second away then. But I think that I'm wondering if the second sector is all about the dirt here as well, because look at how much that Theo loses here. And then you can see he's now starting to gain on New Mumbury. Has a bit of DRS as well. Seriously, saying, Ayrton's got another penalty. That's 9 seconds now for Ayrton, and this is starting to become a bit of a major issue for Ayrton, isn't it? I know that there will be a bit of fuel spread towards the end there, but goodness gracious me, out of the final turn as well. And so let's see if Theo can get back past her. The gap is 7/10 of a second so far then, and the Mercedes end of Dio doing a very gentlemanly thing now. I think it's just getting out of the way of Silent Shifton. And good stuff indeed there. Silent Shifton has dropped back though since they've got out of the traffic here. Silent Shifton has dropped right. Roscoe is in the pits after only 9 laps on the soft tire, so he's going to go to. Is he going to soft again then? Also, Vintage in the pits as well. Farf is dropped down into 5th position, dropped down to 6th position there. Now Roscoe in the pits. Got on medium tires. Roscoe said Vintage also on the medium tires as well to the end of the race. Keeping on that. Remember what I think didn't Dylan do that last night? Of which we didn't see the fruits of that one, did we? Because of I think we had a late safety car, didn't we? No safety cars in this race yet. Touch wood then. As Vintage coming out the pits now. So no safety cars are running and touch wood in this Grand Prix. Yellow flag as what is occurring then. And it's Ariel then who's and he's damaged the wings there. Ariel has then, and he's just recovering now. Unfortunately, that's coming out of the baseball stadium now. And Ariel, who had a superb qualifying there, dropping down the order as well. Then Theo could be saving hers. And serious pressure is thinking that. Let's take a look at the telemetry, shall we? Then so just on board. And Theo's got 48% telemetry one, and Ayrton is moving himself up to. Oh, his Shatters is off the circuit there. And oh goodness me, Ayrton just moved over the 4th position there, but Shatters dropping down into 4th and down into 9th, I should say. This is what a shame for Shadows. You're on a superb race then, and that is not good at all, is it? There that's not good there for Shadows. What a shame there, and he is dropping down. And as those tires had enough, and Theo has retaken the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. It's such a yo-yo, isn't it? Going down turn when we have so many overtakes there. Paris has got past that Farf as well, moved himself up into 5th position now. Paris has there, and that is good. Something that Farf is hanging out there, and so he doesn't think the soft tires are going to be ready too much yet. Well, it's going to be ready yet, are they? So Farf is going to equal out then for a couple more couple more goes there. So Russian was thinking that Theo was saving Earth, and we did check. Theo only had 50% Earth compared to Umabro, had 3/4 of the battery full, didn't he? Was 75%ish, didn't he? So that was so there's a that's the beauty about Formula 1 these days. A lot of cat and mouse, and so many toys at the driver's specs. Oh, Umabro, that's changed the game, hasn't it? He has got a 3-second penalty now. Umabro has, and that has now put Theo back in the boxes. If I remember, Silent Shifting has got no penalties at all, though. He has got no penalties at all, Silent Shifting has then. So this could come back to help him out later on then. All these drivers on the medium tires. Farf has done 22 laps on the medium tires. It's Theo Umabro going to be trying to go to the end on these medium compound tires. Then it's going to be a stretch, isn't it? But Farf is now starting to drop down the order, but he is trying to get to a target of and now he's in the pits then, so he's done enough, and he'll be on the soft tires. Farf will be until the end of the Grand Prix, so he's going to be quite quick this stage. Farf is, however, the penalties may rob him of a major result here tonight, unfortunately, but he is on the medium tires then. And just going back to this battle here, Umabro now needs to win this on the track with both drivers getting penalties. And look, he's on the inside here, and Theo then defending fully to that. This is now for the Grand Prix lead here in Mexico with that penalty that Umabro has got. Then that means that now then that Sammy's got another one, and that means that now that Umabro has to pass Theo and win the Grand Prix on track. Then not in the time in the pit room. Then it's got to be on track. Then Farf has got another one as well. This is very much a penalty central here tonight. Then my golly gosh, and Ayrton is really flying out there. He's caught up to the back of Silent Shifting quite quickly here. We've also got Roscoe, who is catching on the back of Farf as well. We've got yellow flags then as what's happening then is just take a look and see what's occurring then. I think that yes, it was the Alpha Tower just getting on the way then. Oh, Umabro's in the pits then, so Umabro is now then coming to the pits then, so he's going for the undercut here, Umabro, so he's in the pits then on the soft tyres, and Umabro is then for a sprint finish here in this race. Ayrton now right underneath his teammate then. Of course, these two came the blows earlier on the race then, which has really curtailed both McLaren's challenges, and look, Joseph is not too far back now from the Papaya team, but Ayrton now up in his second position there. Where is Umabro? Umabro coming out of the pits now. Here's Sammy then, I think he's going to get out in front of Sammy. He has indeed, and that is crucial in this race as well. Shatters is just dropped behind Diash, then Diash has done 7 laps on those soft tires. How long are they going to go? This is a very exciting end to the Grand Prix. I'm really loving this, and I have no idea what's going to happen here. Fantastic indeed that Adam is on the hard tires there, but I think he needs to be a bit further up the road than that then if he wants those that hard tire strategy to really come to the fruition then for him. But so I don't think that's going to be the case there. Unfortunately, Adam he's had a bit of a tough race, hasn't he, to say the least. On board now with Silent Shifting, who's starting to drop back. As you can see, this car is feeling a bit slidey there for Silent Shifting, and he's out the RS race with his teammate of Ayrton, but Ayrton does have 9 seconds of penalties. He's pushing on quite hard now, isn't he? Ayrton is there, but yeah, so those penalties are going to cost him majorly, and unfortunately for me now, I'm going to have to really get my old thinking cap on about what's going to happen then for the championship charge. Theo is in the pits then, so Theo is in the pits then, and Silent Shifted also coming into the pits as well then. So then so Theo in the pits, and so he's going to go into the soft compound tires. Where is Umabro? The undercut around here as Adam's got a 3-second penalty. Silent Shifted also cut out of the pits as well, and we've got Parrish just coming to the pits. Where is Umabro? Umabro's he's already out in front. Look at this. He's already there. He's already in front of Theo. And so he jumped into the pit lane a lap before, and that was crucial. The Grand Prix. Farf is a flying as well. Look, where is Theo? Theo is quite a way back there. That is a couple of seconds there. That's 2 seconds and 3 seconds, and he's behind Umabro. That is a humongous time he's got to gain there. That is quite Ayrton's got no penalty then, Ayrton. That's unfortunate. Who's that? That's Ariel off again then. Ayrton's race set is really snowballing out of control, unfortunately, but he leads the Grand Prix. But Theo is 3 seconds back. I wonder if that was a mistake then not to come to the pit set. I wonder if he should have been on the front foot there from Theo then, but unfortunately that's not the case then. Adam is off the circuit then. Adam is off the circuit, and that is a safety car. And we've had no safety cars up to this point, but now we got a safety car, and we've just the 10 laps to go of the Mexican Grand Prix. And who is this going to favour and who isn't this going to favour? Serious Mushroom, even Mystic Mushroom can't predict this, and it's absolutely incredible. Ayrton's now just coming into the pits, and yeah. So now then, let's see what the McLaren mechanics do. Then he's going to get out in front then of Umabro and Phil. I think that might be a bit of a stretch then, but McLaren do work wonders, don't they? Of course, they are multiple constructors world champions that are in the real world of Formula 1, and he comes out of the pit lane. That was Diego then just going through, and there's Umabro. Theo then, is he going to go in front of Theo here? I think he's going to go in front of Theo, you know. It's going to be close then. Where's Ayrton? Ayrton's just emerged out of the pit lane. Now he's in front of Theo. Ayrton is here. Oh my golly gosh, then. So Ayrton has got himself over the second here, and he's going to need some really good qualifying upside. Simon shifting then is on medium tyres, and whilst everyone around him is on the softs here. Sammy in the pits as well, and Sammy on a sluggish getaway here, just going on the pits as well. But I think that Sammy's going to drop down a couple of positions as well. And Shatters and Diashi, who's just been in the pits, and Vintage is now into potentially a top 10 finishing position here as well. Who's that? That is Ariel off, and of course the safety cars for Adam then, unfortunately, and Ariel is having a bit of a nightmare end to this Grand Prix, unfortunately, and there's 17 cars remain in this race then. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed then. Go on, Ayrton. Becca is saying Becca is saying that we've also got Sirfan saying Ayrton's safe then. Come on, it's better like this, honestly. Adam is saying that. So it's Ariel then. We're trying to limp back to the pit lane then. So safety car is out then. Bro at the boat. And let's just take a look at the pit. The penalties then. Ayrton's on 12 and Favre on 12 as well. 24 for Sammy. Good grief. Goodness me. He's collected them, isn't he? Sammy is like, goodness gracious me. Ariel out of the race then, as he's called it a day after having he had a great qualifying. Both him and Adam had a great qualifying, but the race has not gone too well at all. The drivers out penalties then. Silent shift, and he's going to be grinning from ear to ear potentially in this race set. But he is on the medium tires. Paris has got no penalties. Norris, Joseph, Eva, and Diashi and Gunnar hasn't. Gunnar's not in the race, and so we're down to 15 runners in this Grand Prix. Diashi, Joseph, Paris, and Silent Shift, and no penalties for either of those drivers. This is going to get very interesting indeed. Just now on board then with Umabro, who's got 3 seconds of penalties, and there's a lot of penalties, and this penalty central here tonight is that Adam saying the game stole a possible podium for me and the Haas team as well, and so unfortunately for Adam now, who had a bit of a difficult race there as well, and the antenna is also having a mare as well, and Ben Gallagher, a former reserve driver in the LR. Evening boys, good evening, Ben Gallagher. I hope you're enjoying at university, and of course I hope it's going well for you. What are we saying? The safety car's out there. But as Ara saying, does not return in the pit lane, but he was having an absolute mare today. He was having an absolute mare, so unfortunately Ara's let him down to lost 5 cars then. Gunnar, as a DNS said, I'm not sure what's happened to Gunnar, as he just he left the session in the qualifying session, and we haven't seen him come back in, unfortunately. Diego's gone to hard tires, and I wonder if Diego might be thinking about going to soft set as well. There's quite a big gap then between Diego and the safety car then, but no, Diego is staying out of the run. I wonder if he's run out of tyres here, so Diego just trying to catch on to the back lane. He may be able to get some points, Diego, so never say never. Oh goodness me. Still a few to as just watching at Umabro as well then. Oh gosh, I got indigestion all of a sudden, goodness me. Maybe that pork pie wasn't a good idea after all. So, lap 28 out of 36 then. We've got 9 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Let's take stock. Umabro leads the Grand Prix, going for a second Grand Prix win of his career. Ayrton has propelled himself then up into 4th position here. Ayrton's had a very adventurous Grand Prix tonight. 3rd position is Theo. 4th position is Silent Shift in there. 5th is Favre. Great drive from Favre tonight, by the way. Superb. 6th position is Paris. Supreme stuff from Paris as well. From COBALT. Lovely. Joseph in 7th position. No penalties for Joseph. All for Paris. All for Silent Shift. And that's going to be crucial, I think, in this race then. 8th position is Camera Racer. Diashi in 9th. Shatters in 10th position. Vintage is outside the points of the length. 12th position is Sammy. 13th is Roscoe. Styles in the pits then. And I wonder if there's a new set of soft tyres. There is for the Red Bull team in car 15, and Styles maybe able to pitch a point or two for the Red Bull team then as he comes out of the pits now. Stars in 14th position, and Roscoe's up in the 13th position there. 15th position is Diego, and then Diego then, who is now going to the pit for the Mercedes team then. So we're going to have, I think this is quite a long safety car period at the moment then, as the field is quite spread out. But I think everyone is now on the same lap, so I'm sure Diego's unlapped himself. And now he's on the soft tyres, and Diego is, and that's a very smart call there for Diego. He may be able to get some points set later on. And now then, we're down to 15 runners and riders in this Grand Prix. Then let's just take a final look at the penalty situation at the moment. And there it is. Umar Bro has done 3 laps, He's got 3-second penalty. So is Theo as well. It's 12 seconds for Ayrton and for Farf. No penalties then for Silent Shifted. 24 second penalty then for Sammy. I'm not sure if Sammy will be able to get any points from that then. As we have also got Silent Shifted, no penalty. And Paris, no penalty. We're same with Joseph, no penalty. Cameron's got 6 seconds of penalties. Diashi, no penalties. Shatters, 3 seconds. Vintage, 3 seconds. Save the car is coming in now. Diego may not be able to catch up, unfortunately. Roscoe, 9 seconds. And 6 seconds for Stars and Diego. Jake has said sharing Ayrton's penalties and Shifting's tires. He lagged out first up. I know why then. So now we're just now getting ready for the start of the Grand Prix. For the restart of the Mexican Grand Prix. Ayrton's been quite quick in this race today. Roscoe's got a 5-second penalty as he has gone into the back of Sammy there. And look at this, and Umar Bro is throwing the rotor right down here. Joseph's got a penalty as well. And of course, and that might be removed for it. Look at this, and look how slow it's going. And now we're going. And Umar Bro's throwing it right down then. And now we're racing. It's a 5-second penalty for Roscoe for speed in the pit lane. We're back racing. And Theo's dropping down the order then. It's a very slow restart here. And now look at this, and now we've got a bit of a run then down. I think Umar Bro's feeling a bit, vulnerable going down into the one here. Look at this. Oh my gosh, the Ferrari is almost in trouble. They're starting shifting up in the 4th position. Theo just about surviving then in that race, in this restart. Paris has got a penalty as well to his name now. Oh my goodness me. Farf has got 70 seconds worth of penalties. Roscoe's out of the Grand Prix. I think he's furious at what happened there, and unfortunately for Roscoe, Shadows has now gone past Camera Racer. He's up the inside there. That's tight there, but Shadows has done it. He has done it. Oh, Camera Racer's haven't done it. No, he's gone wide on the runoff area there. But always now we've got Sammy. Oh my goodness me. And Sammy just barging his way through there. He's up into 9th position. Sammy's about 34 seconds of penalties. And goodness gracious me, I said 44 was the most we've had in ALR, but I think Sammy's trying to get that, is trying to get the record here. It's like, goodness gracious me. Oh wow. Time shifting just dropping back slightly then from Theo then, as Theo is still, I think that is Theo still in the box. He's to the championship. We're going to have to get my calculator out in a minute, I think. Umar Bro is currently leading this race then with Ayrton in second position. Ayrton needs to stay in that DRS, and remember he's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. Theo has got penalties as well after the shenanigans under the safety car just a minute ago then, and there might be a couple of 5-second penalties that may be taken off here. Here's Ayrton now. Ayrton is flying out there at the moment, and Umar Bro knows that Ayrton, if Ayrton gets past, he's got 9 seconds. Umar Bro could afford to lose on Ayrton to win this Grand Prix still. Silent Shifting is about a second away from Theo already after a couple of seconds. So Silent Shifting's tires, and he's going to be very vulnerable in the safety car hasn't have Silent Shifting at all, but he does not have no penalties, of course, there. And that is crucial. Joseph has a 5-second penalty for the issues under the safety car restart as well. Unfortunately, the 5-second penalties can be removed then. Can be removed then if, of course, if it's deemed fit by the admin there, which is Liam, yeah. So Sirius said, go on, Sammy, you can get those penalties removed. Goodness gracious me. Sammy does have 34 seconds worth of penalties. Said, I'm not sure if... oh my goodness me, Umar Bro's got another penalty here. Silent Shifter now just needs to stay within 6 seconds of the Grand Prix leader to win this race. Goodness me, and the penalty city here in Mexico City. This race has really got mega, hasn't it now? In the last couple of laps or so, that safety car has really helped a couple of drivers. It's really hindered a couple as well, and out of the final turn, and no DRS just yet at the end of this lap then. And now Ayrton then is about 5-10 seconds away, but Theo is very close to the back of Paul Faring here then. And here comes Theo as well, and we're on board then, but Farf is too far back. Farf has got a very quick car in a straight line. It's going to be a difficult cookie to pass there, Paul is. Oh my goodness, gracious me. And we have got Joseph is 5-10 seconds away. No overtakes just yet, and Winifred just waiting for the DRS to have maybe a slightly easier overtake. And there's never an easy overtake in Formula 1, is it, with the velocity and things like that. So I'm just now back on board now with Ayrton at the moment, and he is the man on the move there, isn't he? But you see there's Theo in the background. As it stands then, I don't think I don't feel needs to outscore Ayrton by 15 points then, so it may be. Ayrton's got another penalty, and these I think that might be done and dusted for Ayrton's hopes then in this race now. 15 seconds of penalties. Sammy's got 37 penalties now. So goodness gracious me, there's a lot of penalties then out here. It's not as unfortunate, but that's a lot of penalties. And of course, these are time penalties. That Diego's got a penalty as well, but Diego's made his way back up into 13th position at the moment. And Paris trying to get back past the Silent Shifting. Silent Shifting is currently in the box seats to win this Grand Prix at the moment. There, he needs to stay within 6 seconds of Umabro to win this race. Paris could potentially win this as well. He would like to get back, but he would like to get past here, wouldn't he? And he is out now. He's now getting closer and closer here. Theo is also getting close to the back of Farfan, and here he comes, and he is through and up into third position. Theo is, and he's back in the box seats to win the World Championship today. Here comes Paris, who's on the outside. The contact there. Silent Shifters lost 2 positions here. Might lose a 3rd one. The McLaren team are in major peril now after a superb qualifying, but it's going a bit wrong here. Fangio is saying, go on Williams team, go on Paris, and we've got Silent Shifter then who's dropping down the order. He's having a lunge up the inside. Shadows there, who's having none of it. And that Williams there is Sammy there, who is really, who's also trying to use his tire advantage then to get himself back up the order. Ayrton is a second and a half in front, and we're back on board of Ayrton, really putting the pressure on Umabro, but Umabro knows the penalty situation for Ayrton then, and these penalties are really hurting Ayrton now, but Ayrton's had so much pace here tonight, but it's the penalty of her. He's going up the inside, Ayrton is there, and he's fighting for all he can then, and this is going to bring Theo back into this as well. Ayrton, I think Ayrton doesn't want to qualify an upside, honestly now, even so then I think the field is too close together for Ayrton to get any meaningful points here tonight then. The DRS is now enabled then for Umabro for Theo. I think Farfan might be slightly out of the DRS range. He is there, but he's still a strong 4th there, Farfan. And here's Ayrton. He's going to take the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix as he knows. He's having a look there. Joseph now in the 5th position there. And Joseph may not only pounds either, depending on if that is deemed then if that was deemed then for a penalty to be, of course, 5-second penalties can be removed then from the drivers there. As Vintage is now over into 12th position as well. Diaz has got no penalties to remove, nor has Silent Shift neither then. And Silent Shift has done a hell of a job then. So has Pashi Larry as well. Diego's off the circuit and he is out of the race then. And unfortunately, so Diego out of the Grand Prix, and the car is in the middle of the circuit. There is Gunnar's ghost car having to avoid him as well then. So we're down to 13 runners in this Grand Prix. Umabro has now got a bit of a train form behind that. Umabro has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Theo may be able to get that 5-second penalty removed as well. Sammy's been disqualified from the race then. 30 seconds worth of penalties then for Sammy. He is out of the Grand Prix with 2 laps to go then for Sammy. But I think that realistically he didn't really have much option there. He didn't have. I don't think realistically he had a chance of getting that major points there. So Sammy out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. Cross the line on lap 35 out of 36 here in the here in Mexico. They say fly underneath me as well, and here's Ayrton, he's coming again, and Theo, who of course there is I think that at this moment in time Theo is in the box seats and to win the World Championship, but he has to get at least 3rd or above then to win it, of course. We'll see how the penalties roll, and this may be won in the stewards room at the end of this race. There's so many penalties there on that's going on the moment, and here's Ayrton, he is going to throw it on the inside. That is he is, he is, and he's trying then, but he does have the outside line, and Theo's in the up, and Ayrton takes the lead then. I want to, Umabro, I think he backed out that when he knows that Ayrton does have a lot of penalties. Of course, that is the information that the drivers have got now, haven't they, on their driver hood. I think it's called a hood, isn't it? I don't mean the hood you have on your hoodie. I mean like the hood as in on the screen as well. But I think Umabro knows that what Ayrton knows about Ayrton's penalty situation, and so I don't think Umabro's going to be too concerned. He may be concerned about Theo though, because Theo does have a 5-second penalty designated, which he might be able to remove then, which I would put Theo's penalty situation back down to 3. So it's going to be edge of the seat stuff here, and I think unfortunately Liam is going to be up quite late then again then, as he's going to have to be he's got to get out the old pencil and a protractor and all that kind of stuff and to work out this one maybe. Lap 36 out of 36, and hopefully I won't miss the end of the race tonight then, as I did last night shamefully. Ayrton there is just trying to stay out of it. Look at this, and it's Umabro just breezed back past Ayrton there. Theo is just having a sniff on the inside, but no dice there, going down in to turn number 1 then, as Umabro leads Ayrton second and Theo in 3rd position now, and Incredible somebody there as Vintage has just lost out to Stars, and Stars in the debut race as well on 6 seconds worth of penalties. There is a lot there, so this race is going to very much change there, isn't it? As saying, in the hood, you mean gangster? I am definitely very much a gangster. We have got you, mad bro, and out of the mini stadium sector as well. We're going to call it how it is on the track then, but I think it might be like the Belgian Grand Prix in 2008 that we might have a reshuffle of the grid here. However, at this moment in time, then 12 cars remain in retirement. So Sammy, Alabai, Billet, then Ariel, Adam, and Diego. Roscoe of the race as well. Guna has a DNS to his name, and 12 cars remain in this race. 17 penalties there for Far, 15 seconds for Ayrton as well. So this is going to be very much, this is going to be interesting to see how it goes. Out of the final turn then, and you mad bro is going to win his second Grand Prix of his career. You mad bro wins the Mexican Grand Prix. An absolutely brilliant drive, and Joseph is up into well, look, silent shifted by loses the track race by 0.2 of a second there. How close was that there? And that is what it means to have no power. Joseph was so close there to being a forfeit, and at this moment in time, as it stands, then it means that Theo is not the world champion. Then Joseph gets started there. I'm not going to argue that he was supreme today because he had to but Theo had to outscore Ayrton by 15 points. That has not happened there, as he has only got fourth today by the looks of things there. And so then the championship will go on to Brazil in a week's time. But you mad bro, he's a two-time Grand Prix winner in the Mercedes, and silent shifting. A brilliant drive to second, say 3/10 of a second away from getting his second Grand Prix win there. So close yet so far. And third position there was, I think it was Paris, wasn't it? It was Paris, wasn't it? Incredible end to this Grand Prix. Let's take a final classification from the... where are we? We're in Mexico, aren't we? It's not like it says it on the background there. Goodness gracious me, that. But epic race there. Serious Match Race is always an epic race in the old bronze world, isn't it? Fantastic. You mad bro won the race by 0.2 of a second there from Silent Shifting in second position. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Silent Shifting, no penalties there. Really elevate himself up. Paris in third, then Theo fourth, and no drivers championship for Theo tonight. Fifth position is Joseph. Sixth position is Ashley. Great drive from Ashley, no penalties. Shadows in seventh, and Ayrton ended up 80th in the end there. Ninth is Karen Racer. Favre scraped a point and also got fast up as well for Favre. Stars in 11th position there. 12th is Vintage, and retirements is Gunnar, Roscoe, Diego, Adam, Ariel, Billet, Alibi, and Sammy got disqualified for around 37 plus worth of penalties here in the Mexican Grand Prix. Whoops, I think I just unplugged my headset. I think that we have got silent shiftedness in the party, and I don't think anyone else has joined just yet. So let's just quickly chat with Silent Shifted. Silent Shifted there. I think one of the stories of the day was the two McLarens coming together in the stadium sector there. Goodness me, what happened there? In terms of last week, yeah, you did have a lot of penalties. Is that what you was working on today? Was it? Was you just working on making sure that you keep yourself very much in the clean zone in terms of lack of penalties? Is that what you was thinking about today?
Covered pretty well, thinking I got passed by like 3 cars. So yeah, it was really good, and yeah, my main focus was not to get penalties, and I'm super happy that I didn't get any. Kind of pissed that I was really, really close to a victory, but until next time.
And talking of how close you were to the victory today, would you have, if you came in the pits, it got to soft tyres at towards the end, do you think you could have got the win then? It was only 2 tenths of a second.
Yeah, yeah, I would have won. I would have won completely. Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind. I think I had a great pace the whole race on the soft and the mediums. Uh, I wasn't. I had like one warning, so I had like one extra to try to cut the corner a little bit, as you say. But yeah, I think I could have won easily with the penalties at least. The, the race if I would have picked softs, but it is what it is, and I'm really happy with the result and the points to McLaren.
A very good result for yourself today as well. Going on to the last three races then. How are you feeling then going to Brazil, then Australia, then Abu Dhabi? Goodness me. I gotta say, it's like we're traveling around the world for the last three.
Yeah, I don't think my main goal. I don't even think if it's possible mathematically to get to the silver spots to go up a level. I I don't think I want that even. I just want to race and have fun, and I think I'm just not ready yet for silver. I might be under miming myself, but yeah, I'm just focusing on keeping it clean without no penalties and see where I get. And if that ends in the season that I'm in top 6, 7, and I can continue in the next whatever the division is that I'm driving, then I'm happy with it.
Brilliant stuff today. Well done, sorry, Shifted. Superb driving. Now you did get no penalties at all. Absolutely immense driving. Let's come to you, Mabro, getting your second Grand Prix win of your career in bronze today. My goodness, Speedo, 2 tenths of a second. Gosh, it doesn't get any closer than that.
Yeah, this one doesn't feel that good because I I just checked, and if Theo gets his 5 second penalty removed, he might win the race. So yeah, I can only say if that happens, it was deserved because I fucked up very hard on the safety car restart. I think a couple of people behind me got some unfair penalties, and it wasn't my intention. So I don't feel good with this win, but overall, I think a podium would have been deserved at least.
Go back to the safety car restart. Of course, I would say it's definitely the driver's prerogative to how you handle the safety car restarts. But that's of course from the real world of Formula One. Just talking about the safety car restart. Was you doing that though because of the long drag down to turn one? It's such a long straight, isn't it, down to turn one? Was you concerned about the straight line speeding? People just using your slipstream.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to get as close to the finish line as I could. Uh, but yeah, with that in my mind, I was slowing down a lot, so the people behind me got bunched up. But yeah, it's because it's a very long straight, of course. And in order to win, I had to get away from silent shifting, and it had to be like 6 seconds or something like that, 3 seconds, I don't know. And yeah, I had to get as much time as possible.
Did you, by the sounds of it, you knew about silent shift and lack of penalties then? Goodness me, that's quite impressive capacity there. I struggle to eat and think at the same time. So incredible how you can drive and think about other drivers, what they're doing then. How did you know about silent shift and lack of penalties? Did you have a quick look in the racer director, or did you hear about it some other way?
Oh, I could see it left above in the screen, like he was rhyming in Florida, I believe. Um, yeah, no penalties. I saw that, and I always keep an eye on the screen in the left top corner because yeah, you gotta keep in. Yeah, you gotta watch it because some people don't get penalties all race, and you're there in the lead with 3 seconds. So yeah, it's always something to keep an eye on. But yeah, I almost never watch the race direct to end the race.
And of course, you got 6 seconds of penalties in the end. Then, of course, you got one very late on, then, which was a very oh, goodness me. I bet he was quite concerned about that, wasn't he, with that last 3 second penalty there?
Yeah, I always seem to make it myself more difficult than it has to be. So, um, but yeah, like I thought I had one warning and I got another warning, so I thought it was my second, but it was my third already. So I think I got in one corner, I got a double, but it only showed as one. So I was quite concerned after that because I had to put up the pace a little bit. But yeah, it's a very tricky track with track limits.
Really good stuff. Well, I'd say you, my bro, because at the moment, Tom, that you are a two-time Grand Prix winner in bronze. Superb stuff indeed. Then let me just check to see that there's I think you just got Liam in here as well. Hello, Liam. Right then, I think that's going to be it then for LR Bronze Night. An absolutely superb race there. Once again, was there very much edge of your seat stuff. There, a lot of penalties, was there? Goodness me, we had a lot there. The final results said maybe a little delayed then, as we're going to get we're going to get our old fingers and toes out to just work out about those 5-second penalty removals and all that kind of stuff. So keep an eye on social media, the old Twitter, the old Instagram, the old Facebook, or anything like that, as we'll announce the final result. But as it stands at the moment, Theo is not the world champion, and also as it stands at the moment, you mad bro is a two-time Grand Prix winner. We'll see you tomorrow night for COBALT. Hammer Time had a bit of an issue with his teammate last night, very much similar to what happened with Silent Shift in Aaron tonight then. And the championship battle is whittled down to just 34 points then. It's going to be very interesting as well between Starbust and Hammer Time. We'll see you tomorrow night.